What's going on, guys? We are here. We still have some slop dribbling out thanks to our GOAT, LeBron James, but we are going to do our best today to grade the 2026 NBA offseason. Obviously, we had to wait until the footy match was over. We had to wait until it was coming home like Sam predicted.
Come on, England! Let's score some fucking goals! They didn't score any fucking goals.
Scored singular goal. They scored one
single goal.
Yeah, one goal. Unfortunately, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know anything about soccer because I've been getting a kick out of the Ringers coverage of soccer over the last few weeks whenever they decide to meander into World Cup discussion. But all I'll say, I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks, just jumping in at this point of the World Cup. I've been saying this has felt like the Kansas City Chiefs from a few years ago when no matter what happens, Argentina always pulls some shit out and wins, and they did it yet again.
It's devil magic, dude. I can't remember this many devil magic. I tweeted this. I can't remember this many like devil magic high leverage games, like high leverage games where like in every championship like era, there's just a devil magic that like game 4 of Spurs. I mean, the Knicks always have the fucking devil magic. Like I think Josh Hart even like tweeted that they very similar. But like I think about that Dodgers, that game 7 with the Dodgers and Blue Jays. Like that was so evil. And yeah, like the Chiefs, like it all goes back to I feel like the first, like we've obviously had like devil magic, but it feels like the most pure like zeitgeist, like really evil devil magic thing that I can remember was the Falcons Super Bowl with like I think that was like the first like, and it seems like this happens more and more often now where events like the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl just seem to kind of happen every fucking like championship season, like something like this fucking happens now. Like,
no, I totally agree. It feels like in the NBA, we get a new devil magic team every year. They don't always win, but like the Pacers were that the previous year. The Knicks this past year, they actually did win. They got over the top. And then the Miami Heat earlier this decade, where they were just having these insane comebacks, insane close wins. They were the 8 seed in the regular season and made the finals. And it does feel like every single sport has their own version of this now. And I'm not going to bet against them, obviously, because Argentina's just been doing this over and over again. But I have seen people draw parallels to the Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl that year, where the Chiefs get by the skin of their teeth like the whole season. They're like 15-0 in like 1-score games or whatever their record was. And then they get absolutely smacked by, this insane defense, which the parallels are certainly there. But like I said, not going to act like I know anything about soccer. I'm assuming that LeBron is waiting until after the World Cup. Maybe he does it tomorrow. He announces, but he might announce because he has his live show. He has a live podcast, then a live show the following day at Fanatics Fest. Funny enough, Michael Rubin, please do work, Demon. But I would imagine that he doesn't want to get lost in the World Cup shine because like right now it's like you are on the precipice of having no sports stories really from like after this. Like you'll have 2 months of open until the NFL season starts. Really,
I was gonna say you can follow the worst wild card race in the history of Major League Baseball. And do you know about this? Like the AL wild card race, like every team is under 500, which is like impossible. Basically,
it's like the old Eastern Conference when
literally
someone has to make it technically.
Someone have to get in. The Red Sox are still under 500 and are in the fucking mix for the wild
incredible.
Card. It's so funny. Yeah,
I mean, I'll never forget the year that the NFC West, the Seahawks won the NFC West with a 7-9 record and then beat the Saints in the beast mode game. That's like the all-time like did not deserve to be their team. That left a stamp on the playoffs, beating the defending champions and having an iconic moment. But Sam, by the way, Sam could pull up. Sam is an admin on the StreamYard now.
Yeah,
we finally.
Trill finally trusted me with the controls. kept them away from me
for now.
Yeah, Sam
can pull up comments on stage now.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't distract us at all.
I hung out with Trill's parents this weekend and complained that I didn't have control. So Trill's mom made
put in the boss call.
Put in the boss call. Made Trill give me admin privileges. But shout out LBJ announced his 2010 decision 3 days before Spain won the World Cup in 2010.
I do remember that. Yeah, that was that was the Netherlands and Spain World Cup back in 2010. And I do remember that he announced it right in between too. So there's precedent, but people have pointed out, the Cavs media has pointed this out, the Heat media have pointed this out. LeBron doesn't usually make any media appearances during these cycles until he's ready to announce. So my eyebrow went up Nate Ahmed style. I can't do it, but I can't do it either. What's up with that? Like,
yeah, we're gonna have to learn the Ahmed eyebrow raise when he's Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, you can hold your breath on that one.
He's gonna be back,
but
I'm so Ahmed pilled.
6, 7, 8. The line's only going up. That's how many points he scored in each summer league game. But the thing I was gonna say was they have pointed out that he doesn't make media appearances, and tomorrow he's doing a live podcast with Tyrese Halliburton, Mind the Game podcast, live in New York. Is it possible LeBron is moving? He just pulls out the Pacers.
That would be so
I'm moving
funny.
to Indianapolis. He heard the Cup was going to be there next year and said, I'm doing it out of respect for the Cup.
That would be so funny. I don't, that's so funny. He seems like a guy who wouldn't really want to give another player free clout like that. I'm kind of surprised he's doing that.
He loves Halliburton. There are a few of the younger, like, I know he really likes Maxey. I know he really likes Halliburton. There are a few of the younger guys, and Halliburton isn't even a clutch client, like Garland and Maxey are. But there are a few of the young players and Halliburton definitely is in. I mean, they're both like super basketball nerds. Like they're both like they have like the photographic memory. They remember everything. Like I did when I went on Saturday Slam and Jam this past week. Shout out to those guys for having me on. And I was just pulling out random references from like 2020 regular season games. And they were like, how do you remember this? And I was like, this is my whole life. This is all I have to live for.
Yeah. Trill, and for those of you who weren't on for Slotfest, Trill remembered which like fucking Warriors pick was fake, like in the moment. that was one of the most perverse things I've ever seen. That when the Shams tweet came in, you were like, that's a fake pick. It's top 20 protected. Like,
yeah, someone said, I can't believe you knew that European guy and had takes on him that was involved in the trade. And I was like, to be fair, I don't know anything about him. I just have heard his name because he's like he's coming over. Like he signed contract with them. Like he will be playing in the NBA next season. I don't know if he's good or not, but the last few guys that have come over, not a ton of luck with the Europeans that have come over a little bit later in their career recently. Micic flamed out. The guy from Sasha from the Kings a few years ago, I forget his last name, Vezenkov or something.
Teodosic.
Teodosic. Dante Exum had a little flash in the pan, but then he got hurt. Yabu is already back over in Europe, so it doesn't feel like that is really a strategy that works. It never really has worked, to be clear, but I guess Isak Bonga staying over there has made it so that we don't have a chance to see if it could work with someone else. It feels like if you're coming over that late into your 20s, it's probably, it's probably Jover for you as an NBA player. But let's get into what we came here to do today, which is what
I do have to quickly. I apologize to Mateo. I apologize to Molly. I apologize to all our England supporters out there.
We actually have a weird amount of people, not just Molly, and Mateo doesn't live there anymore, but not just Molly, but we have like a decent amount of England fans. So I think you do need to apologize to our fans in the UK.
I said it was coming home. It's going away.
Yeah,
it's going into
this is all Sam's fault.
Into the sunset. I'm sorry.
Now Dalen Swain is shitting in a summer league.
Okay, if you're an Argentina or Spain fan, you must give me money to pick against your team. Yeah,
very good point. Yeah, definitely.
Did you see? Before we could shelve the footy talk after that, did you see the picture of the there's a picture from like 18 years ago of like young Messi, and he's doing a photo shoot with this little baby, and the baby grew up to be one of the stars of Spain. It's like literally, yeah, it's fucking awesome. You should check it out. I retweeted it. It's kind of awesome though.
That's incredible. But yeah,
that's how long the GOAT has been around. Like,
yeah, like I said, I don't want to doubt it. Like Messi is playing unbelievable at 39 years old. I mean, this is kind of, I said this to someone off the air. I was like, he's getting to the point where his resume is like, who, if they win this, who has a better resume than him, winning back-to-back World Cups at his age, still being like the best I mean, I don't know soccer that much, but one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. And doing it in this fashion is just unbelievable. But, look, you can't count Argentina out. They might have something up their sleeve again. Throughout history, they've shown that they're usually hiding things. So anyway, completely went over Sam's head. So
I'm too stupid for these for this.
No, you literally just did. You would have liked it if you heard the joke, but
anyway, I always am paying attention. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. No, we're good. We're fine.
When I listen back to the pod, I'll laugh very deeply. It's not my fault. Look, I'm getting texts from people asking me to let them in that aren't my friends. So I don't know what that is. There's a new level of scam going on.
What do you? Oh, like outside of your house?
Yeah, they're like, I'm outside, and one of the like scam texts. So that they're like getting threatening, and I was like, what the fuck? So like I apologize, but that one, I feel like that one's not on me if I'm being threatened by like a strange person via text message.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Whatever makes you feel better. All right, let's get into this.
Tier list. Yes. The offseason is back, baby. That means
our favorite
the tier
thing to do
is coming out. We're going back to the well.
I know it's great for content. The algorithm loves it when it's this time of year. I mean, I'm glad that LeBron gave us an extra week to hold off on this exercise, even though, to be fair, just to lay out some clear guidelines here, we're going to go over the free agency, trade, and draft moves of everyone this offseason. But there are two big moves that are still up in the air, right? Like the LeBron thing is the obvious one. And then the Kawhi do we know what's going to happen? Like the Raptors and the Clippers seemingly agreed to a deal. The NBA said, hey, Toronto, if this investigation comes down and his contract gets voided or you get a massive fine, you're still on the hook. And from what people on Toronto side are reporting is they're fine with taking the big they're fine with taking a fine. And I think they're fine with eating some of the contract if he gets suspended. Not eating it necessarily because they wouldn't have to pay him. But if he gets suspended for like 50 games or 30 games or whatever it is, they'd be fine with it. Mainly because I think they got off Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick's money, which was part of the reason they did the trade in the first place. But the other end of this is that, like, if his contract gets voided, this trade is dead. Because there's no contract to trade. There's nothing to match. And Kawhi technically can leave and sign wherever he wants. Maybe he would still choose to go to Toronto, but all of the cap space is gone now. Kawhi is not getting paid. There might be a team with an exception out there that can give it to him, but like we know how Kawhi operates. He only wants to live in certain places. He told the Clippers not to trade him to certain places. So this is something that hangs over all this. So my thought was when we grade these teams on these moves, we'll just assume they happen and then give our opinions on if they don't happen to. So like we'll give the Raptors, let's say we think the Raptors are an S tier thing. But if they didn't do the Kawhi move, we think they're like a B tier team. I think we just give our opinions on both as we go. So we can start with the Raptors if you want, if you think it makes sense, just because we're talking about them up top, to start with Toronto, who didn't do a ton outside of the Kawhi move, to be completely honest with you. They lost Mamu in free agency to the Lakers. They then drafted Allen Graves, and they did pretty much nothing else but the Kawhi move, and they signed Kyle Anderson, to a 2-year deal, I believe it was. I'm going to look this up right now.
But just the environment Kyle Anderson needed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they brought back Elijah Martin on a 2-year deal. They brought Kyle Anderson on a 1-year deal. They agreed to the Kawhi Leonard trade, which is on hold right now, and they lost Mamu. So those are the 3 moves that happened outside of the draft. And then they drafted Alan Graves, who has looked awesome in Summer League with the 19th pick in the draft. Someone that will probably be in there instantly in their rotation as a bench wing. And so we can give our opinions on the Kawhi scenario and the non-Kawhi scenario.
Yeah. So that's what I was just going to say. I was going to say, let's do both. I like for a Kawhi scenario, I'm like right on the fence between B and A for the offseason.
Yep. I would lead A just because it takes them up a tier. Like, obviously Kawhi always has the question marks. The reason why you can't put this like fully an S stamped is because there's always the question mark.
I think losing Mamu is pretty big. I'm going to be totally honest.
Yeah, I mean, Mamu, at least in the regular season, helped them win a lot of games. And then on top of that, the fact that Kawhi is a big question mark now, that could really hurt them if the Kawhi thing doesn't happen. But assuming the Kawhi thing does happen, I think putting them in A makes sense for me, just because they definitely, like, I had Graves in that range on my board in the draft. He's looked really good for them and will play probably, like I said, probably right away. I don't really know about Kyle Anderson. I know they're trying to lean into this, like, everyone can handle the ball and offensive rebound and defend and whatever. But, like, I just don't think Kyle Anderson is a player at this point of his career. I think he's just, his best days are behind him. So that's more of just like whatever to me. But the Kawhi, losing Mamu, but the Kawhi trade is just such a big hit for them. If just getting off the Brandon Ingram contract in itself is like probably would have cost you a 1st round pick. And you also got off Grady Dick, who has not proven to be an NBA player so far, and you would have had to include seconds to get off him. So to me, you basically did a pick and a swap for Kawhi, and then you'll probably have to max him, assuming this goes through. But it puts you firmly in the middle of the teams that have a shot in the East. And I think that is pretty massive for a team that probably was going to be someone that could have taken a step backwards next year if they didn't get someone like Kawhi.
Yeah. I think the team balance is not right yet, but they did a good job getting the big moves figured out. Like this team still doesn't really make a ton of sense, but the pieces are there to, once you can balance the roster a little bit and get some ancillary pieces in there, this team's going to be pretty fucking dangerous. I think if they can have a good transaction cycle like next year, I'm going to think they've got a shot this year, depending on Kawhi's health. Which
I mean, look, Kawhi isn't prime Kawhi anymore in terms of defense, but to go from Brandon Ingram to Kawhi on that end of the floor, a team that had a really good starting lineup last year in terms of the numbers, and they were in the middle of the season, were on fire. Like, this definitely can raise their ceiling.
We talk. I feel like we said this at the offset. This could be like one of the greatest defensive front lines in NBA history. Like, I mean, believe that. Like I know
Scotty Barnes, Colin Murray was.
Yeah.
The rebounding will be interesting to me. They'll probably have to do some sort of gang rebounding style, because assuming that is their small ball lineup, when Jakob Poeltl sits, that probably will be, just a general.
I think they're closing games with that. I don't see any way they don't close games with
I think they'll be able to get stops against a lot of teams, and they can really, they have point of attack defenders to throw out. I actually said, people have said to me, I need to stop with this. It's not a bit anymore. But I said, I was like, if I were them, I would see, and I don't know if he's allowed in the country because of previous mistakes, but Matisse Thybulle, someone commented on the Saturday Slam and Jam episode that I went on, and was talking about, because I made like a passing comment about the whole Thybulle vaccine thing, and someone was like, doing like, well, not trusting corporations and not trusting the vaccine companies and da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, fair. That's fine. But also, like, the issue that we had with Thybulle is that he took one and he didn't take the second one. he didn't like have like a firm stance that was anti-vax or pro-vax. He literally split the difference. So he did awesome. The first
That's
one,
so cool,
and then didn't take the second. Which at that point you've already like if you believe the stuff that you learned online or whatever, which is largely bullshit. Like I'm just like,
if you were gonna make America healthy again, like you might as well double down. Like you
exactly.
Like are you gonna eat the steak and shake fucking beef tallow fries or not? Like I don't know. Are you
getting mandated beef tallow fries now that we can't eat lettuce anymore?
I was gonna say you can't. That is so funny that in Trump's America, vegetables kill you. Like. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yep, and they won't stop until everyone is on the diet from Super Size Me.
You must Spurlock Max. You must get things together. I like rest in peace, by the way, to Morgan Spurlock. But I empathize with that because I love I also, when I was a vicious alcoholic, would eat like shit and blame me gaining weight on that and not my drinking.
We have Ozempic for that now. Fine. It's totally fine. We can trust the pharmaceutical companies again because they gave us Ozempic.
So anyway, before we continue, this podcast is brought to you by Pfizer, which has done nothing wrong ever. We love Pfizer. We
actually got a sponsorship from Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. All three have chipped in to sponsor this episode and put this information in here. But the
JETS, Jets.
Oh, yeah, good call. Yeah, Woody Johnson, close personal friend of the podcast.
I agree with everything he's ever said and done.
So
has he done anything really bad? I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway,
yeah, I'm just gonna assume yes. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
probably.
Yes. I said, could you imagine if this team got Matisse Thybulle? Only because they have point of attack defenders. They have the passing lane guy in Graves now. You have Scotty Barnes, who's an insane team defender. You have Murray Boyles. You have Kawhi Leonard, that when he locks in is still a great defender. And then you can also throw like Pirtle, if his back isn't cooked, you can at least have traditional center lineups to throw out there. Like this would be an impossible team to score on. Now, would they also never score in the half court? It will be a struggle.
They might shoot 21% from three, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but
Jacoby Walter is here, baby. Jacoby Walter might start for this team, by the
way. So Quickly is definitely going to be the point guard. Yeah, he might start. I mean, I would imagine it's RJ Barrett. It's probably
you're right.
Quickly, RJ, Kawhi, Scotty, and then probably Jakob Pirtle with Colin Murray Boyles as the sixth man.
Colin Murray Boyles being the real.
Jacoby Walter as the seventh man, which by the way, before the draft, I remember saying I'm not that high on him because the high end outcome to me just feels like a seventh man. And now he might be the seventh man.
He's probably I think Jamal Shedd's probably surpassed him in the pecking order, I would say at this point.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he's like their like culture guy. They love Jamal Shedd. He's like
he's pretty good. I was pretty disrespectful to Jamal Shedd, and he's kind of owned me. I think he's a perfectly fine player.
His defense is good. His offense is really, really bad though.
Yeah.
But regular seasons he'll be able to eat innings. Like they have guys. And I think that this team will be, assuming they get Kawhi, one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the East next year, probably. And assuming that Kawhi plays 50 games or whatever.
I can't wait for the crying poor Boston Celtics to trade Neemias Queta to them next offseason for whatever we're going to do that for. I don't even know. I can't think of what they would want off the top of my head, but talk soon. Stamp this.
Why would they do that? Okay. 24 minutes in, Sam says.
Yeah, we're trading one of Robinson or Queta next offseason to get a stretch guy because you can't EPM max like that. Like whenever we have whatever embarrassing playoff loss we're going to have, it's going to be because we don't have a guy who could shoot threes.
The new normal feels like those teams pivoting towards the offensive rebounding possession max guys, as opposed to the stretch bigs that were kind of dominating for a few years, but we'll see.
Yeah. You don't want to do that with what the finals just was.
Yeah. I mean, those teams both had great stretch bigs.
You want to be more like the Houston Rockets. I agree. It's a good decision from everyone.
Yeah, Ime Udoka's number one in coach rap him. So
Coach EPM.
Someone sent in Coach Ratcham early. That's not even a joke.
That's not a joke. Oh my God. No, somebody did. No, dude.
Number one in Coach Rapham, dude. Him and Billy Donovan are the.
Oh my God. Are you fucking with me? Is that?
I swear to God. I'm not even kidding.
Okay. I'm so mad now. I'm so mad.
Anytime someone sends in that stat, I was like, all right, enough. All right.
I'm so bad.
We're not doing coach rate adjusted plus minus.
Especially if it says Billy fucking Donovan is a top 3 coach. Get out of here, dude. Oh,
Spurs just got him. New lead assistant. We'll see if he backstabs Mitch Johnson.
Yeah, I was to say, is that what that is? Is that the knife in Mitch Johnson's urethra right there to keep him fucking making good decisions? I don't know.
Maybe we'll see. Wouldn't be the first time that Billy Donovan has taken over a young team with high hopes. The Philadelphia. Let's just do 6. Let's just get the Sixers.
26 minutes in, we're on to team 2.
Let's go. Well, we did 10 minutes of footy talk, so
we did do footy talk.
So the Sixers signed Anthony Simons to a 2-year deal, signed Ariel Hukporti to a 1-year deal, signed Dean Wade to a 4-year deal, traded Paul George, my beloved Clippers pick, and a unprotected 2031 pick for Jaylen Brown. They lost Quentin Grimes, Kelly Oubre, and Andre Drummond, and they drafted LeBaron Philon, who had his first rough summer league game today, but the last 3 games before that were awesome. He looks pretty much ready to go. I would imagine he'll be our 6th or 7th man, maybe a little bit deeper, maybe more like 8th or 9th man to start the year, but he will be in the rotation for sure at some point next year. There seems to be this idea that Nick Nurse doesn't play young players. And I'm like, no, he doesn't play bad young players. Everyone seems to be oh yeah, you're not going to play Philon. I'm like, even the Jared McKay thing. Jared McKay was in the rotation by the 2nd week of the season 2 years ago.
Did VJ just play 49 minutes or whatever it fucking was in the playoffs?
Scotty Barnes won Rookie of the Year with Nick Nurse as his coach. VJ Edgecombe played the most minutes as a rookie since LeBron James, which, stay woke, that's a sign. And then, if a player is good, Nick Nurse will play them. He doesn't play Malachi Flynn and Janai Broom and Justin Edwards because they're not good. Coaches, I do think that coaches can be stubborn about this stuff and have a shorter leash with young players. Of course, I think just like every other coach, Nurse is going to probably have moments like that. But if you are good, Nick Nurse will play you. And I think Philon will be good. And I think he will play. He just brings a necessary element to their bench, which is just an extra ball handler. Because Simons is ideally more of an off ball guy that occasionally will get the ball. And then I guess Maxey, Jalen, and Embiid, when the team is healthy, will be the main ball handlers. But I just don't really see a way in which Philon doesn't get real opportunities next year as an on-ball guy. They just don't even have a depth of ball handlers beyond him on the bench. So, look, I'm going to let you give your grade on this. Okay, so you're giving it an A. I'm a little bit lower on it overall, but I have come around on a lot of the moves that they made. I mean, the Hukporti thing, I talked about the fact that the center market was just dog shit this year.
Yeah, I mean that was the one that kind of gave me the most head scratching, and then you walked through that with me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah,
yeah. Who else could? If there's a name out there that I'm missing, there was no one else they could have gotten. I just wanted to point this out. I actually had a realization, which is that I'm not that high on Ariel Hukporti. They're taking a swing on him. Maybe he turns out to be good. I don't know. The Knicks seem to be pretty high on Hukporti. They liked him as the kind of, after Mitchell Robinson is gone, Hukporti is someone that they could have seen as the backup. Instead, Mitchell Robinson signs with the Celtics. Hukporti is now the backup on this team. And they got Andre Drummond as a veterans minimum free agent guy. I don't know if you realize this, but that is literally, they make the same amount of money, Hukporti and Drummond, but Drummond is on a 1-year vet minimum, which is prorated by the NBA. Yeah. And Hukporti is not. Hukporti is on we took money out of our biannual exception to pay him. So
that's kind of crazy that a GM didn't understand that the pro rating rules when it comes to veterans minimums.
No one would ever, especially old backup big.
I don't think anyone would ever make that mistake. No. I'm sure whatever team we get to next, this will not apply to at all.
Anyway, who's our favorite team in the West?
I don't know, guys. So probably 2 years from now, we're going back. Live show trio going back up. No, so let's go. Let me just say Again, I know our biggest difference is going to be the Jaylen Brown thing. I think that a lot of the negative of the Jaylen Brown thing is kind of it's kind of like the Trae Young thing and the Anthony Davis thing. Yeah. Like it's only a bad move if you let yourself get trapped by it being a bad move. Like if Jaylen Brown walks in 3 years, is it a bad move to trade 2 first-round picks for that?
Not necessarily. My whole thing, and I'll remain on this, is I just don't think this team has a championship ceiling, and I didn't want to trade the Clippers picks unless I thought they made a move that gave them a championship ceiling. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just didn't think with Paul George and Joel Embiid on the books that there was any way to get out of this. And look, you can make yourself a more competitive team. Maybe maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they get LeBron James, because that is another thing here, is that if LeBron does end up choosing the Sixers, even though it seems like they're third behind the Cavs and the Heat, then obviously this is an S tier offseason. If you go from Paul George, the situation they were looking at, to all of a sudden you're like 8 or 9 deep, you add LeBron James and Jaylen Brown, then obviously I'm going to feel like you couldn't have done better. So I'm fine giving them an A. I would have probably given them a B prior to that. And I understand why they did it. I don't think that this team has as much upside as other people do.
I mean, even if they don't necessarily have the upside, I mean, even if I kind of disagree with you there. I don't think they're favorites. I mean, I think the Knicks are still kind of the class of the East. And even if they are a little shallower now, like that does matter that they
I think they're the same, to be clear. Like I think they're about the same. Like
I said, did lose 2 bigs. Like that does matter.
So they lost 1 big. They lost Drummond.
Then no.
Are you talking about the Knicks?
I was talking about the Knicks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I conflated that in my head. The Knicks are definitely shallower, to be clear.
Yeah.
Like that's like the Mitchell Robinson with his injury stuff and his minutes and the Hack-a-Mitch stuff, like is still a very valuable player to have on your team.
I see Jaylen Brown as kind of like an undergirding thing, and I think it was a very smart move in that I don't necessarily think what it does do. The opposition is Joel Embiid. Like the one whose toes he's stepping on is Joel Embiid. And if you think Joel Embiid is done, which I'm pretty sure you do, like
I don't think Joel Embiid's done. I think that Joel Embiid I don't think that Joel Embiid can be the best player on a championship team because of the defense and the injuries.
Right.
And I've been saying like Joel is better than a lot of players that the Sixers could acquire, right? Like Joel is offensively way more talented than even like Anthony Davis, who also has the injury concerns. But I just feel like if you're like, how can you anchor a championship level defense when you, 1, can't stay healthy for that long, and 2, the Knicks had a 130 offensive rating when Joel was on the court in that series. Like that's the reason that they did this offseason, to be clear, though, because they were like, we're not going to be able to stop teams. We might as well just put a team together that can get a ton of points. And to be clear, I think they will get a ton of points. Like I think when this team is healthy, they're going to have the starting lineup will have like a 125 offensive rating together.
So in some ways, I do agree with you. I understand the idea of not wanting to spend assets while like Joel Embiid is still on the books. But the fact that you can pivot
Paul George at the time, but now
this is the thing, is that you're pivoting off the Paul George thing. So now it's just Embiid, which I understand is like kind of a anchor around the neck of any like championship aspirations, because he is, basically a different version of Kawhi Leonard, where he's completely unreliable and like, you might get like a couple of good games out of him here and there, but it's just a completely random thing. But I do think you elevate your floor in a pretty meaningful way. Like, I do think that even if they don't get LeBron James, I think there's like, I think you guys still have like I think you guys have a floor that is definitely a playoff team. Whereas now, I think before this move, I think there was a pretty easy chance you guys could have not even made the playoffs. Like, and I think
there definitely is.
Yeah. And I just think you guys are going to be, I think you guys are going to be in the playoffs. And I think that Jaylen Brown doesn't step on the toes of Maxey and VJ, which is the very important thing. And I think he's going to unlock some stuff for some of those guys. Like, especially Maxey. I think Maxey's going to have a crazy efficient year this year, like playing off of Jaylen. And I think it's going to help VJ grow a little bit. Now, in 2 years, will that be the case? I don't know. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
I think if they remax Jaylen Brown, that's probably a bad move. But I think the other thing you guys could do is when he's in expiring, like trade him to like the fucking Kings or something for like a first round pick. It's like
that's the thing is that I know it's easy for me to say here because I'm not on the team, right? Like the vibes of the team are very important the next few years. And if they just had Paul George be like not wanting to be there, because by the way, a big thing that was lost in this is that Paul George waived his trade kicker, which tells me he was fine with being traded. Guys don't waive their trade kicker unless they want to be traded. Yeah. So like that's millions of dollars that Paul George is opting out of. And I'm sure the Celtics said, we want to save money. So if we do this trade, will he waive his trade kicker? And he said, yeah, get me out of Philadelphia. I don't want to be here anymore. So I understand that it's easy for me to say this from my position, but I just didn't think it was the worst thing in the world if they missed the playoffs next year. Like, I'm just like, who can't, like, this has been my argument. Why does that matter? like, yes, it's not good to not make the playoffs, obviously, but the new lottery odds give you a life raft to potentially get like another franchise changing pick that will make you good for the next 5 years, 10 years, instead of right now when you don't have a championship level ceiling. And like, they still had the Clippers pick on the other side of that. And by the way, Tyrese Maxey is not turning down the Supermax if you can offer it to him next season. Like, that's just an absurd argument. Like, Tyrese Maxey's going to say, no, I'm going to be the first player in NBA history to turn down the Supermax because we missed the playoffs. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I think, honestly, I think it's way more likely that the Sixers just don't offer him the Supermax.
That is definitely possible. But that's going to happen either way is my argument. Like that's happening no matter what. If they don't want to give him the Supermax, they don't want to give him the Supermax. Now, the argument on the other side of that is that if they have a disaster season and Maxey gets no accolades, he's not eligible for the Supermax, and he asks for a trade, then you have to deal with that when you have to deal with that. Like, that is the other side of this, is that like he's still, just because he needs to make All-NBA this season for him to be eligible in a way that he wouldn't be for the like just because he made it this past year. Someone said that he has to make it this upcoming year, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah. I just think like a year or two of contention, it goes by so fast, and you can always kind of like figure this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless there would need to be a true, and this is possible, by the way, there would need to be a true Jaylen Brown disaster, like for it to be not worth it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like no matter what, even on an expiring deal, Jaylen Brown is going to have some value to somebody. Like, I don't know.
I mean, he didn't right now, and he's better than he will be in 2 years. I mean, I don't know. I'm done talking about this. Everyone's going to be mad at me again. I don't really care anymore. This honestly is, I just don't think it's as great of a move as everyone else, and that's just kind of where I'm landing on it.
It's so funny to see you and I like just become
reverse lives.
Yeah, like literally over the past 2 years, you and I have done a fucking Freaky Friday in terms of like franchise.
Yeah, I know they're calling you Sixers Sam and me Celtics Trill because I'm like, yeah, the Celtics are going to win a lot of regular season games, which everyone's pushing back on because that never happens.
I just don't understand what people think is like you have to think the only way that makes sense is if you think Jason Tatum is dog shit, like actual dog shit is the only way that makes sense.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Like it's a pure ad. Like, what do people not understand about this? Like, it's like it's not like they lost a bunch of guys. They lost one guy in Jaylen Brown, and then added Mitchell Robinson, Paul George, and Jason Tatum. Like, I'm sorry, like they're probably going to win a lot of regular season games. But
they're definitely going to win a lot of regular season games.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's do the Celtics next. So you basically just laid it out. Other than that, they drafted Chris Senak at the end of the first. They took Dylan Mitchell in the second round, and that's it, right? That was your whole offseason. Sign Mitchell Robinson.
How fucking dare you, by the way? Mike Conley is on our bench.
Ready
to fucking dominate this.
Culture guy.
Amara, we extended the good Harper on a scam contract.
Oh, the Queta contract was good.
Queta contract. Delano Banton was cut tragically to get us under the tax, signaling that we are turbo done probably through the deadline.
Do you guys have 14 players?
Yes.
Okay, so you're doing the Sixers thing where you roster 14 players until the deadline and then you convert someone after the deadline.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, to keep us under the tax, yeah.
That drove me so fucking insane when we did that. It literally is, and honestly, we might do it again if we don't get LeBron.
I think we did it last year too. Like we kept the roster spot open. We kept the roster spot open last year too for the same.
Yeah, didn't you convert Amari Williams or something down the stretch?
Yeah, I was thinking it was Ron Harper.
I was gonna say there was
the stretch.
Yeah. So yeah, we know we just laid out everything that they did. You lost Vooch and Jalen. That's it.
Yeah, Vooch and Jalen. Yeah, I mean C, I think.
I would.
It's more annoying.
Forget it. I was going to say B just because I feel like. So here's the thing. Yeah. I feel like the C argument is fair only because the C and some people that would invest in this would say D or F because they didn't get Giannis. The Giannis part of this is the reason why you could be lower on the offseason to me. Where they had a chance to get Giannis.
Yeah.
And they didn't get Giannis, and then they went in a direction where they're trying to do Tatum and all like in their role guys, which will absolutely make them a really good regular season team. I'm still a little skeptical on their playoff ceiling. And then I think that they are basically now just kind of in a bit of a soft reset. It's not a full reset. It's a bit of a soft reset. It's kind of just doubling down on what's worked for them in the regular season in the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, so I would say this, like, if part of this is optics, and I wrote a whole thing about this. If you think that the Celtics plan A was to get Giannis, then yes, this is an F tier. They fucked the pooch on that. That's like an insane thing to not do. This could be cope on my part as a Celtics fan. I really don't think it is because I've thought about this a lot, and I would love to be madder at this particular Celtics regime. So I would have no qualms with saying they did a bad job, but I really don't think they really wanted Giannis, and we're kind of like puzzled that the offers were so bad, and we're like, well, I mean, we're gonna trade Jaylen Brown anyway. Might as well fucking see what happens here. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact
I think they had a good job. I don't think Bill would have been saying the things that he was saying if they didn't want or have a chance to get Giannis.
No, I think they had a chance, but I think that just they didn't really want him that much. Like I think that they had their minds set on this course of action that they took. And I think the proof of the matter is that like they're getting all these leaks that Jaylen Brown was like willing to come back, and the Celtics were like, no, sorry, fuck you, you're out of here. Like they did seem like kind of fed up for whatever reason with what was going on. Like, so I think that they made their decision about what they were going to do this offseason last year. And I think Jaylen having a career year further cemented that. Like, I think they knew that this was going to happen when Jason Tatum tore his Achilles.
This is why I thought they should have traded Jaylen Brown or Derek White last offseason. And then just leaned into tanking. Like that's the other part of this where I'm like you should have got out ahead of this and at least been mid and given yourself a chance of pulling the plug. Like this team this past year was never winning the championship. Like I know that they looked awesome and like had this great regular season and then whatever happened, you know, they lose in the first round. But like if you have assessed that you're going to trade Jaylen Brown a year from now, and you also have assessed that you basically have no chance to win the championship, especially if Jason Tatum's coming back is not at 100%, then why aren't you punting on the season and giving yourself a shot at one of the top 3 guys in this draft? I still don't understand.
Be bad enough. Like
if they traded both of them, like if they traded both of Derek White and Jaylen Brown, now maybe they
wanted Derek White would have helped them. That's not true. But like he had a fucking bad season. Like the defense was great again, but
he helped you win regular season games. Is my thing.
Kind of. Like I
mean, he won his minutes by a lot. Like now, were they? Like I definitely think he's had better minutes or better seasons in the past for sure. But like, I'm just like, I do think there was a way to make this team at least mid.
Maybe. I just don't know. But I mean, what does mid do for you? Like we have Dalen Swain instead of Chris Senak. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, the fact that none of the teams jumped up in this lottery.
Yeah.
Is the fact we had back-to-back years where teams jumped up in the lottery. And it was starting to look like it was trending towards that. You would have really had to pull the plug the way that these odds broke.
I think if this was going on, like if the current lottery rules were installed last year, I think they would have done it. Like if there was a chance to get up into the top 4, like by being mid, you know, like I think they would have. I think they would have taken that a little bit more seriously. I think they did expect to get better offers for Jaylen Brown, and I think that was the thing. So they didn't get that and whatever. I think the Celtics are like going to be fine. I mean, I think Chris Senak is not a great player, but the Celtics turn not good players into good players all the time. That's my cope for that. And I think I really like the Mitchell pick. I mean, he could be terrible too, but he's already hit more threes than he did in college in summer league. So that's a good sign.
Shot in the 40s from the free throw line in college. That's why I've always been a little bit low. Like his whole thing has always been like, if he can shoot, and I'm like, there's just any sort of evidence with him.
No, I don't think he's never gonna be like a good shooter. If he could be like a 30% 3-point shooter, though, I think he's like an actual player.
Yeah. Ryan Dunn is the guy that you're looking at there. Where you're like, can you just be Ryan Dunn?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, of all the young guys in summer league for you guys, I thought Amari Williams definitely looked by far the best.
That's right, big dog.
I mean, the Senak experience. You guys will learn. The Senak experience is lots of lows, lots of highs. I shouldn't say lots of highs. A few highs, lots of lows.
Everyone loves like screaming at me. Like everyone like was doing so much because of the Ugo, the Ugo thing last year, and they're doing it again. And it's like, okay, this is the second year of summer league, and he's still like fine but not great. Like, what do we make of that? And it's the same thing with Chris Senak. It's like, don't antagonize me to like rooting against these guys. I like want these guys to be good. I don't think the Celtics are a good drafting organization. I think you're just going to be successful because the infrastructure is really good and they have a really good coaching staff who understand how to use guys. But like, it would not kill us to get better fucking players in there, dude. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I don't.
All right. We're landed on C for that one.
C.
Yeah.
They'll win 62 games next year and have lose to the fucking Pistons in round 2 or whatever. So
both like famous for playoff rising, the Pistons. You want to do the Pistons next?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they're one of the more interesting ones, to be totally honest. They're one of the only teams in the East that I feel like had a worse offseason than the Bucks and the Celtics.
So I don't really know what the Pistons like. Okay, so here's my thing. Coming into this offseason, the only thing that they were being like tabbed to do was trade for Trey Murphy. And then all the reports came out that the Trey Murphy price was like astronomical. I mean, the Celtics also wanted Trey Murphy. They could have easily flipped the Paul George package and gotten Trey Murphy. The Nets wanted Trey Murphy. They didn't trade for him. The Clippers wanted Trey Murphy. They didn't trade for him. The Pistons also wanted him and didn't get him. So what they did was they lost Tobias Harris, Karis LeVert, Marcus Sasser, and Isaiah Stewart. They brought in John Collins, Gary Harris. I can't believe he's still in the NBA. Isaiah Joe and Taurean Prince. So they basically swapped Isaiah Joe, Isaiah Stewart, because they did second round pick trades there. They brought back Javonte Green on a 1-year deal, which I liked. He's solid. Yeah. And Kevin Huerter, they gave a 3-year deal. I think only the first year is guaranteed on that. That's one of the more baffling signings of the offseason to me. He's been bad for like 2 years. So I don't, maybe they see something in him that we don't. He has not been able to hit a 3 in what feels like 5 years.
I was going to say that's like proof that like racism hasn't gone away in America. That Kevin Huerter is like still in the NBA.
I don't even think that's the worst one from this offseason, to be honest. I think Zach Collins is
that's also crazy. Like,
bro, he played like 5 games last year and then he got $7 million.
Was washed 3 years ago. Like impossibly washed like a third of a decade ago, dude.
I'm like, how is this the case that this is still happening? But the Kevin Huerter thing is also a little bit confusing, but I guess they did their thing again where they don't give the guaranteed years on the other years. Also, the John Collins deal is also only a 1-year guaranteed deal, if I remember correctly. Tobias, they didn't want to give Tobias 2 guaranteed years, and John Collins was willing to take 1. So I think that was the reason that they landed on John Collins instead of Tobias Harris. I mean, look, Tobias did what he needed to do for them, which was come in, give them a little bit of legitimacy, help them compete for 2 years, and then he left. Like, they're basically done their rebuild now. They also drafted a Corey who looked good in summer league. Yeah. So I don't think that they had like a disastrous offseason. It's just that what were they going to do with the Duren thing hanging?
Well, that's the real thing. Is like what was going on with the Duren thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of the thing that I don't understand, because it's like, so do you like this guy or not? Like what's the deal?
I mean, I don't think they have a choice. Like what's the choice? Like sign and trade him?
Kind of, yeah. Or something.
But like what are the offers like from the Kings? Like, are the Kings giving up draft capital to do it? Because if that were the case, I would be like, hey, if you want to give us the Walker Kessler package for him, sure, let's do it. But if the Kings thing just kind of seemed like a false threat from the agent, like they didn't have cap space.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he takes the qualifying offer and they trade him next year. Like, is the
qualifying offer is a disaster scenario. Yeah. You get a no trade clause, and the next team that he gets traded to doesn't get his bird rights.
Oh, I forgot about that you don't get bird rights if a guy gets
that's so that nukes all of his trade value if that happens. So this is another one that just feels a little bit incomplete, where it's just like, if they bring him back on a reasonable deal, you could talk me into this being like a B. But because we don't know right now what the situation is, and he could take the qualifying offer and just completely fuck you, then I feel like we have to give it like a C or a D.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird. Like, I didn't like the John Collins. It's weird that there was so much turnover and nothing really got addressed. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
once again, they're kind of just stuck because what can they do really? Because they don't have tradable salary other than they traded Isaiah Stewart, who was their one real guy that had tradable salary. I guess they salary dumped Karis LeVert too. They did have tradable salary.
Yeah, they had some tradable salary, and like, again, why were you not trying to trade for Lowry Market in like 2 years? I don't know, whatever.
I mean, I don't think the Jazz are trading Lowry Market.
Now they're not. No, now they're not. Like, but I think 2 years ago there was a window where you could have gotten him, and I think that there was a window where you could have gotten Michael Porter Jr. But then you get to this offseason, and price goes up. Like, you know, the Nets didn't want to trade Michael Porter Jr. And they set his price pretty high. So
if there was someone out there that was traded that I felt like made a ton of sense for the Pistons and was realistic, I would be like, what are they doing? Yeah. But I don't really think that guy exists. They like Jaylen Brown and Kawhi Leonard were not going to Detroit.
Well, I mean, they could have if they had upped the...
Kawhi would have been a risk because Kawhi might not want to live in Detroit, and also because of the thing hanging over everything with this contract status and also his injury stuff. Like, there's a lot of question marks with Kawhi. And then the Jaylen thing was like, I mean, what is the matching salary there? I guess it would be
Tobias Harris sign and trade because the Celtics wouldn't care about being hard capped at the apron. But
and a bunch of draft picks, like
yeah,
I guess they could have done that.
They could have done that, but they obviously didn't want to because it wouldn't have taken many draft picks, and they were not interested in that. Maybe Tobias didn't want to do a Celtics sign and trade. I find it a little bit hard to believe because it wasn't like he got like a crazy good offer. Like I think Tobias, there's no way Terrell Harris was leaving money on the table. Let me just put it that way. That man is a demon agent. Like
they're also clearly just valuing 3-point shooting around Cade because John Collins he's a very flawed player. He's a better 3-point shooter than Tobias Harris. Yep. Isaiah Joe is a great 3-point shooter to have off your bench. They kept Duncan Robinson. They're hoping Kevin Huerter can regain some value. Javonte Green's like I think he's like an above average 3-point shooter. And then Jalen, for all of the things he does well, is not a great 3-point shooter. So
he's an okay 3-point shooter.
I actually think he's pretty bad on the whole 3-point shooter relative to his archetype. He's like a 34% guy. I know he takes a bunch of tough threes. Jalen does not shoot well from 3. I think he shoots every area.
40,
what? No way.
Career 36% 3-point shooter.
What has he shot the last 3 years? I'm curious.
Not as well. Last year's 35.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he shoots above average from anywhere on the court from 3. And then you're gonna play him with Asar and Duren. Like I don't love the fit there, to be honest.
I mean, like it's fine to like not love the fit. I understand a lot of people like don't like Jaylen Brown, and I think
it's not. It's not a Jaylen Brown thing. It's that they can't play another shaky 3-point shooter. They have to. If they're going in on this Asar Duren thing. Yeah. They really don't have a choice, I feel like.
Well, so I think what the thing is I think that they want to lead into Cade Helio ball because what Jaylen Brown is bad at for 3-point shooting is catch and shoot.
Right.
He's pretty good at everything else. Like that's the issue. Yeah.
The John Collins for Tobias Harris move definitely dictates that to me. Because John Collins is a good lob guy and he's a good corner 3 guy. Yeah. And he is not someone you can ever give the ball. Cade is real. They somehow I'm not, to be clear, I don't think Tobias Harris and Karis LeVert were the solution. I don't even, or Marcus Sasser. I don't think any of these guys were good for playoff basketball in the future. I just want to be clear there. But they have leaned further into Cade Helio ball. They have gotten less creation, less ball handling, and more Cade save us stuff. Yeah. And unless they think Corey is instantly a playoff guy, which I think Corey is going to be really good. I don't think he's going to be instantly a playoff guy.
And this is not Cade slander. I think Cade's one of the better Helio guys in the NBA, like as proved by like last year. I just don't think Helio ball is like a good thing to do. And I would kind of like to see what would happen with Cade with another competent creator on the team with him. I think he would kind of be awesome, to be totally honest. I don't know. I
would imagine they're waiting for that. Like they're trying to,
yeah.
They're waiting for like, once again, this is the Sixers argument. If you're for it or against it, sometimes you wait and that perfect guy never becomes available. And then you're just sitting with your dick in your hands. And they could end up in a scenario like that, but also their best player is 24, 25. Like, they have some roadway here.
I think that's probably I think there will be a guy that becomes available. It does seem like guys kind of become available no matter what we think, no matter what we project pretty regularly. My issue is what you brought up earlier. Now you don't have matching salary. Like, what the fuck are you doing if one of those guys does become available? Like, if you don't,
I mean, maybe that's why they gave Kevin Huerter a little bit of money, but like they have their matching salary right now is Isaiah Joe, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and then whatever Jalen Duren brings back.
But this is, and then all of those guys are negative value on their contracts. Besides, maybe John Collins is about out.
But they didn't give him the guaranteed years, so they really only have one. They're basically all expiring salary, except for assuming they work out a new contract with Duren, except for Duren.
I'm leaning low C to D. I
mean, I like their drafts.
Yeah, their draft was good. I keep forgetting they got a Corey. Yeah, give him a C. I do like Corey. Yeah.
I like their draft. I also liked the Virginia center on Yensu or whatever. I know he was
Oh,
bad in
yeah.
the league, but
Oh
he was their second. They got him on a 2-way. That was a solid pickup in the second round.
Yeah, I don't remember who did what. I had him pretty high on my board. I think I had him as a first rounder on my board. Like I liked him a lot. So
yeah, so I definitely think that this team is they're just still kind of in waiting, and I felt like they should have been more aggressive starting last year. And I guess we'll see what they do this upcoming season. But all right, let's do the Miami Heat next because they made a massive move. We should do them. The Heat, I mean,
Birdman gif.
You're rubbing your hands.
Rubbing my hands.
So we have to do a LeBron scenario.
Okay.
And a non-LeBron scenario. So they brought back Andrew Wiggins on a 3-year deal. He had that weird thing where he opted in and then he really got like I would say like a scam deal the 2 years after this big payday that he's getting with like 30 million this upcoming year. He is then making like $14 million a year after this.
I don't know why he did that.
I don't know why he did it, but I think that they basically pitched it as like, we can even, so they're trying to get their MLE next year.
Yeah.
So they wanted to be like, look, we'll pay you the 30 million up front. Because on the whole,
but it was his option, though.
No, I know, but like, what's the difference to Andrew Wiggins if he makes 22 versus 30, 15, 16 or whatever the deal is?
What I'm saying is if they're going to do that, just be like, okay, no, I'm not signing an extension. We'll talk next offseason after you give me this money.
Yeah, that is kind of strange. I mean,
that's so weird.
You really needed to lock up the money that bad? Like you were going to get an MLE deal next offseason, even if you had a terrible season.
That's the opposite of betting on yourself. That's the betting against yourself almost contract. Which
hedging,
who knows?
Maybe
he has a terrible season this season, and that looks smart from Andrew Wiggins. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of bizarre to me. Well, it's very bizarre because they didn't even the Heat didn't get the fucking like flexibility from that either that they kind of really need this season financially because they're hard.
I don't know if there was any way they could have done that though. They would have had to just dump like Jovic. And like, I don't think anyone wanted Jovic.
Well, they could have had more money to spend if they had gotten. They could have had like $10 million more, which could have maybe made a difference. Like,
if they got Wiggins to like be like take $8 million less. Yeah, that was strange. But I don't know. They seem to.
That was such a bizarre thing. But
yeah, and it didn't make sense. Didn't necessarily make sense for either side.
How are they paying LeBron? By the way, is he taking a minimum if he goes there?
Every team left only can give him the minimum, really. I mean, technically the Cavs could give him part of the MLE, but just the 4 teams that he's connected to, the Warriors, the Sixers, the Cavs, and the Heat. Heat have a minimum. Sixers have a minimum. The Cavs have the taxpayer MLE. They could dump one of Dennis Schroeder or Strus, but maybe they could dump Strus, but I don't think they can dump Schroeder. And then they could give him the MLE and the Warriors.
LeBron James being on a minimum is going to be so funny, dude. Do you think
at this point I'm just saying, like, what are the that's all these teams have.
I know. It's very funny. We're walking into a scenario where it's like entirely possible that LeBron James is that somebody on the minimum makes the All-Star game. Like,
I mean, that certainly will happen if he plays enough games.
I don't think has that ever happened before? Like the straight minimum. I feel like it's impossible that that's ever happened. Like
no chance. Yeah. I mean, I think like the closest thing you'll get to that is like Norm Powell when he made like 17 million last year and made it. Like even most guys that make the All-Star game are making at least 30 million. Like Tyler Hero 2 years ago, like is like the lowest you'll get, or like maybe like Brandon Ingram.
Do you think we get cloak and dagger shit from the other owners with whatever goes on here? Do you think that
if LeBron gets a vet min?
Yeah. Do you think we get a lot of like crying to the league about that team to like investigate for like improper benefits for like him signing for a minimum? Like if like Josh Harris is like flying him around in a private jet or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you don't want to be associated with that flight logs. So
You walk into that one.
Yeah, LeBron
you shouldn't
might
do.
want to stay away.
LeBron, you shouldn't walk into that one. Get away.
Yeah. But I don't know. I can't really tell, just because it's like they know why he's doing it. He's only going to these teams to potentially win a championship. But I don't know. Maybe owners love to bitch about everything. I'm sure Dolan will fucking
cry about it no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane that he like immediately burnt all his goodwill with the assigning gay scores to all the celebrities who come to games. That was so crazy, dude.
Wait, scores?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I heard that he had some sort of like monitoring of gay celebrities.
He had like a threat risk assessment, but like part of it was like essentially like like he had to basically score them on, like he had to do like a Kinsey scale threat assessment, which was so fucking funny. Like how gay are you? Are you too gay to be in Madison Square Garden? We're gonna get you out of here. It's so crazy, dude. I cannot believe the speed with it. He won the, like he was the owner of the Knicks when they won the title, and everyone like everyone still fucking hates him, dude. It's so awesome that it's like every day. He really is like Elon, where like even when he wins, he fucking loses. Like,
yeah,
it's awesome, dude. He sucks so
bad.
I
mean, just an insane character that I cannot believe exists.
I can't believe how fucking awful. I can't believe the second they won, he just like he had been like sitting on like being awful and then just like let it all go the second he had a chance.
A true demon. But really the Heat off season, they lost Tyler Hero. They quote unquote. They traded Tyler Hero, Kasparis Yakachones, Jaime Jaquez, Norm Powell left in free agency, and Khalil Ware with all these picks for Giannis. They got there. By the way, how are they not getting Unk Squad allegations? Like, I know they have some younger guys, but they traded for Giannis, Bobby Portis, and signed Tim Hardaway Jr. So those are all guys in their 30s.
Yep.
And then Bam is 29. Wiggins is in his 30s.
You got to add 5 years because he's a former Republican. So
that's how that works.
It's actually 34. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Bam was on that cover after Trump won the Cruel Kids table when he was at that party, the MAGA party.
We all famously remember that. How old is Andrew Wiggins, by the way? 31. Wiggins is 31.
That's kind of crazy. I would have guessed like 33, to be totally honest.
He was really young when he got drafted in 2014. So he's 31.
Yeah.
They're not full Unk Squad. Like, they don't touch the Warriors, but most of their core is in their 30s. And they still have, Pella Larson and Nikola Jovic hanging around. Like, they have some young guys. They just drafted Ryan Conwell in the second round, which was their only move in the draft. He apparently looked pretty decent in summer league. And then Davion Mitchell is like the one guy like squarely in the middle of his prime, other than Bam. So they also want Clay and possibly DeMar if they don't get LeBron. I'm like, what this DeMar thing is fascinating to me, because I'm like, what have you been watching? Like, why could you think? And like, DeMar's had a great career. He's probably going to make the Hall of Fame. And like, no shade to DeMar, but like, DeMar is 36, 37. And he is a ball dominant player that does not shoot threes, that doesn't get to the rim at all anymore. His entire shot diet is just mid-range jumpers. And he's still good at them, but he gives you nothing other than that. Like, he doesn't defend, doesn't shoot. Like, he doesn't rebound. Dude, you know how many they also talked about potentially getting Russ if they don't get LeBron. Like,
I kind of like that one. Honestly, like Russ in Heat culture, I think he's the only one who could.
Their two best players are Giannis and Bam, though. Like, don't you want some shooting around those guys? Like, I get why you signed Tim Hardaway Jr. at least, because like he can shoot threes and will make threes, but like, I don't know. Just a quick guess off the top of your head. DeMar DeRozan, really athletic, right? Like, just in fear.
Yeah,
used to be.
Yeah.
How many rebounds do you think he averaged last year?
2.7.
2.9.
Let's go, dude. Fuck yeah.
I was like, that is insane.
Can
I was like, he averaged 2.9 rebounds a game. He's a wing.
Now, I understand that there was a trade package going out in some ways. What is functionally the difference besides the coach between this Miami Heat squad and the Sacramento Kings? Without Giannis, like not counting Giannis, everybody else.
Yeah, not counting Giannis is a big caveat.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, why didn't they should have just traded Giannis to the Kings for Zach LaVine. Like, Giannis should have asked to go to the Kings if this is what he wanted to be a part of, man. Like,
I mean, if Giannis misses half the season, yes, they will miss the playoffs. In my estimation. If Giannis plays, they're going to be really good. Like, I don't know if they're going to win.
Are they? I'm not even sure of that. I'm going to be honest. I think this has kind of been low-key a disaster offseason for them. I think that they are now on the short list for dire NBA situations where they like need Giannis to be healthy just to be mid.
So they trade. So what's their starting five? Giving Sam stage comment privileges.
I know. It's such a bad idea. have to make look at the Charlie Kirk jokes in the chat. Anyway,
for anyone listening, it said counting or not counting Giannis Antetokounmpo. When I said gang rebounding earlier, I thought someone was going to comment and say counting or not counting gang rebounding. They missed the chance. So, so the Davion Mitchell is the starting point. Your guy starting plays like Davion Mitchell.
He's like one of like 4 NBA players on this team.
He's their 4th best player.
Yeah.
It goes
after him. It's gone.
So is Tim Hardaway starting for this team, or is Pelle Larsson going to start? Probably Pelle
Larsson, I would guess. Yeah, probably.
Okay, so let's go. Pelle Larsson at the 2. He's like a 2-3. Yeah. Andrew Wiggins also kind of in that same mold. He'll play the 3. Giannis at the 4. Bam at the 5.
Yeah.
And then Tim Hardaway Jr. as 6th man.
Sure, microwave score off the bench.
Bobby Portis as your 7th man.
He's probably more of the 6th man, to be totally honest. More than
who cares?
Tim Hardaway, but yeah,
he'll be playing big minutes.
Sure.
And then you're going to need to get like a resurgence from Jovic, or have Ryan Conwell be playable right away, or Simone Fontecchio have a bounce back year.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's a bounce back year, because I've just always been like, who is he? Like, everyone always has these like firm opinions on Simone Fontecchio, and I'm like, you're lying. You don't watch Simone Fontecchio. You're not built like that. You're not. It's
every year I get these like passionate arguments about like Simone Fontecchio, and then I'm like, and he was so good for the Celtics title team, and they're like, that was Svi Mykhailiuk. You cannot keep it. Like, I get those guys confused all the time. Like, it's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, a D. I think this is like a cut and dry D. I know they got Giannis.
They traded for Giannis.
I understand that. I think they ruined their franchise doing that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they should have traded Bam. If they had traded Bam for Giannis, this would have made a lot more sense. They didn't trade Bam, and now they're like turbo fucked, dude. It's crazy that they did this.
What if they get LeBron?
I still don't even care. Like, maybe it's a C if they get LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Come on, in the same offseason.
The same offseason. I'm like not even doing a bit though. I genuinely think that this is like I do not think this team has a championship level ceiling. I think there's a pretty decent chance this team doesn't even make the playoffs, and I think their long-term outlook is fucking horrible. I think this is again been kind of a fucking disaster offseason. I don't know why they did this.
Didn't you just say that the Celtics aren't a good drafting team, but they turn guys into good players?
Yes.
Is that not like the Miami Heat's whole thing with Spo though?
That is true, and that would make more sense if they just had to like fill out like the 7 or the 8 or whatever. This team, there's like no fucking shooting on this team, like to begin with. Like, I know Andrew Wiggins, like, technically, like...
Andrew Wiggins is a pretty good shooter. And Davion Mitchell is not a good shooter for a point guard, but I think he's pretty good on catch and shoots. but he doesn't take a ton. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Bobby Portis are the best shooters on this team.
I don't think, and also like, when was the last time they spawned one of these guys? They've kind of lost that. Like
Pelle Larson is probably the best. I think that he's probably the best of the recent guys,
and he's not really good. Like I don't think Pelle Larson's good. I think he's fine, but I
think he'll be good in his role on this team. He's a really good defender. He's pretty athletic. And once again, I don't think he's like a high level playoff starter, but, and I don't think this team has, if they don't get LeBron, they have zero chance to win the championship, in my opinion, next year. You have to start aiming for the next season, which is crazy because you just traded for Giannis and you gave up all your draft capital to do it.
I really strongly feel D. I really strongly feel D. What would you say if you feel like B, we can split the difference on
I would probably say B only because they got Giannis, and I've stood on what were they going to do, and they're never going to trade Bam.
Let's put them at C, but like I want a conscientious objector. I want a note. I want a star. I want a little star in the corner that says Sam thinks this team is dog shit.
So I don't love this team for next year, to be clear. Like, I don't think they're going to win 55 games. I don't think that they're going to win the East.
Yeah.
And maybe if they get LeBron, they'll have a chance, to be honest, just because it's LeBron. But I think if they get LeBron, I would probably put them in A. If they don't get LeBron, I'd probably put them in B. So we'll split the difference. We'll put them in C since you want to give them a D.
I do. I really do.
I mean, their depth is like, if they have three guys injured at one time, who are they playing?
I don't.
It's like Myron Gardner and Drew Smith.
Yeah, like, we need to remember the guy that NB made up like 4 years ago. We need to commit that to memory. I can't remember.
Yeah, someone go find that clip. It was from one of the old Trade Machine War Crimes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was 3 years ago. We were talking about the Miami Heat spawning guys, and he came up with was it Kessler something?
I can't remember. I don't want to spend any more time on this.
Sure.
Just because we're an hour.
Just because it's an hour 20 in and we've gotten through 1/6 of the teams. Fine.
For your time's sake, I'm trying to help us out here too. So all right. Let's do the Clippers just because they were also involved in the Kawhi thing. I mean, that's really all they did too. Like, they didn't they signed Rui Hachimura. They did the Kawhi for Grady Dick and Brandon Ingram and like 2 picks and a swap. They lost Bogdan Bogdanovic, John Collins, and Kawhi. They signed Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller, and they drafted Keaton Wagler, Baba Miller, and Nick Martinelli.
Kyle, turn the TikTok camera on. So this Clippers offseason, I felt really good about it, okay? And you know what this kind of reminded me of? This reminded me of like, you know how when you have that girlfriend and you can't stand her, man, and you can't wait to break up with her, and you can't wait to break up with her. And then you finally do it, and you get back to the car, and you're looking around, and you drive back to your house, and you realize everything is bad at your house. Nothing is nice. You're starving to death all of a sudden. Turns out she was actually keeping the lights on for you. She actually paid your bills. Yeah. Now you're getting evicted. Now you're getting arrested. And this is all just because you couldn't tough it out a little bit. That's how I feel about this Clippers offseason, where like it felt like they needed to get out. They needed to do something. And while it was happening, I was like, that's awesome. That's so good for the Clippers. But now I don't, in the light of day, I'm looking around. I'm in jail. I've been taken to prison, debtor's prison, for not paying my electric bill because my girlfriend wasn't there to pay it for me.
Brilliant. Yeah. This is in the moment when it was happening, it certainly felt better than after when you look at the team and you go, they're going to need, so here's the thing. Yeah. Keaton Wagler obviously really struggled to start at Summer League. Even if you like the Keaton Wagler pick, even if you think Keaton Wagler is like an all-star in 3 years, 5 years, let's say 5 years, like you're like the highest anyone is on Keaton Wagler. He's going to be pretty bad his first year in the NBA.
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't think that you necessarily should be taking that into account when you're in a situation like the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if
It's
they
fine
kept,
if he's bad this year. Who cares?
but what I was going to say was like, for example, if they kept Kawhi, because I actually I'm upset I didn't bring this up during the Heat portion because I thought you would love this.
Okay.
Would you rather have as your starting five what I laid out for the Heat, or would you rather have Ryan Rollins, Braden Burries, whoever at small forward, Giannis, and Miles Turner?
100%
It's close.
God, I would rather have that Bucks team, dude. Braden Burries with Giannis? Sign me up. Let's go to fucking war, man. Like,
because the reason I bring this up is that if they had kept Kawhi,
by the way, it would be Gary Trent would be that starter for them at the 3. But we'll get there.
I mean, the Gary Trent thing is
we'll get there.
insane. You did that. I just want to let you know that is all you're doing. It's not John Horst or Clutch, or that is you bringing up him as an interesting guy and then him getting generational wealth 2 weeks later.
Doing something that it is kind of funny that I have belief of heaven powers, but only for like really evil things. Like,
The Bucks giving out a contract so bad that everyone thinks that they're doing corruption.
tampering. Yeah.
That was
I
the
feel like
funniest reaction I can remember to a contract.
Gary Trent must have been like the guy with the safari flaps hat in the fucking I think you should live sketch. Like, what
He
the
lost
heck?
him and he's like,
he gets like
the hell?
a totally normal sized contract. Everyone's like, yep, this is corruption because this dog shit guy shouldn't have got that. What the heck? Oh my God, did you see what the contract that Gary got? LOL. He looked like such shit.
John Horst is gonna get fired. LOL.
It's so good. It's so fucking good, dude. I go anyway, but like honestly, I would rather have Burries for all of that. I think honestly, I might be a little Bucks pilled next offseason or next season.
You're perverted.
I think I might be a little Bucks build, to be totally honest.
Let's save it for the
Okay.
Bucks section because
Okay.
the reason I brought this up was that like if you were to keep Kawhi and have Darius Garland
Yep.
on this team, Burries would have been the pick because it's just like Burries is going to be good right away. Like
Yes.
maybe I underestimated his ceiling a little bit because he's looked pretty good in summer league.
Yep.
But like that's the kind of guy that will be an additive player similar to like a VJ Edgecombe was last year.
Yeah.
Where you could just throw him on a good team and he's going to help. He's going to make winning plays and he's going to be part of a good team pretty much from the start of his NBA career.
Yeah.
The Wagler thing is more like we're going to take the slow road. We're going to swing for the guy we think can potentially be an offensive engine, which neither of us thought that he could be.
Yeah.
And he had a rough start in summer league. It was jarring at first to see. He settled in a little bit. He still just cannot score in the paint, which is the thing that I feel will be what determines his long-term outcomes because he's a demon shooter and he's going to be able to shoot off the dribble, off the catch. He'll be a good connector, all that stuff. But the defense and the inside scoring is ultimately what determines his like higher level outcomes for sure. And then honestly, like, I know it's just summer league. We shouldn't overestimate, but like Baba Miller, their Clippers summer league team is kind of a mess in general, but Baba Miller and Martinelli have had moments. I know they're older, but I was like, they might be guys. Like they might be rotation guys. And the thing here is like, I actually like the Kawhi trade for both sides. Like,
Yeah.
I think getting Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick like is just what you had to do to make the trade work. And then you're betting on at least one of those Raptors picks being good. And Kawhi only had 1 year left and you shouldn't keep paying him just for, just to keep him around. So assuming that goes through, you swapped in John Collins for Rui Hachimura, basically. Like to me, this is kind of like, this is a worse team without Kawhi. Obviously he just played like 70 games or whatever this past year, but, I don't know. I was just like, whatever about their offseason. Like, I was just like, the Kawhi move's good. Wagler, we'll see. We're a little bit lower on him than like the people that think he's like the 5th best player in this draft. But I don't know. To me, it's kind of like, especially with the Kawhi portion of this, it's kind of like a TBA style thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel strongly one way or the other. Like, I don't really know what they could have done. Like, they're just in this. They've been in this weird purgatory for like a year now, where it's just like, what do they do?
It's like, do you give them credit for the Zubac trade on this transaction cycle? Because I kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think
the Garland and the Zoo thing are like last year. Like, I love their deadline from last year, but I don't necessarily count that into this offseason.
I would feel a lot better about their offseason if they had took like Mikal Brown Jr. Like, and I was lower on Wagler. I also don't think like summer league doesn't really matter. A guy who had Dalen Swain on his fifth on his board, it doesn't matter. Guys can come around. But I think, like, it's not great, but then again, like, it's a really ugly looking team when you get to the end of the day, but then again, it also doesn't really matter. I think this is a C again. I know we have a lot of C's already, but like
we have all C's. We have 2 A's, the Raptors and the Sixers, and then 4 C's. So let's just let's get ahead of this and do our next. Let's do the other LA team and let's throw a D on here.
Dude, no, we're doing an F. I'm sorry. This is a disaster.
Okay, all right. Hear me out on why I want to give them a C. All right, ready?
A C or a D? You mean?
I'm sorry, a D. A D.
I was gonna say I'm throwing my body in front of a C.
Cam Carr was a good pick.
Yeah, that's true. I do love Cam Carr. Like, that's true.
Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Like, this is like a very, this is a very, what the fuck were they? I just want to run through why do they keep just blowing up their team? Like, they're doing the thing that bad teams do, which is like, hey, let's get rid of all of our players and add in new ones every single year. Like, how many players have played for the Lakers in the last 3 years? It's like an astronomical amount of guys,
40, right? In like the last 3 years.
I think only the Sixers have had more players play for them because Daryl Morey just lost his fucking mind towards the end. And then the ownership group is addicted to trades and they redid it again this offseason. But so let's see. They added Zaire Williams, Quentin Grimes, Jaden Hardy, Walker Kessler, Kayvon Looney, Stan Mamu, and Colin Sexton.
I forgot about Mamu. At least they got a good player. At least they found one good player to bring in that fucking genre.
I mean, look, Walker Kessler is good, but not 2 picks, 2 swaps, and a 4-year.
And then paying him, and then you paid him. God damn, dude.
Like, so,
okay,
and by the way, I think his name is I apologize if I get his name wrong. I think his name is Jovan Bua from The Athletic, who covers the Lakers, said on Trevor Lane's podcast and was like, yeah, they view this as like taking a step back. I'm like, why did they do it then? Like, they're aiming for like 2 years from now. I'm like, what's going to change? You don't have picks. You don't have tradable salary. You don't have salary cap. What was this offseason, dude?
You lost like Walker Kessler is going to like take an all-star leap or something like that. They basically would have to be something like that. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I've been on record that I do think he's going to be really good with Luka, but not what they gave up to get him. Rui Hashimura, DeAndre and Jackson Hayes, Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, and LeBron James are all on new teams too. They will be
all of those team. Guys are bad though. Besides, Smart.
They will not. No, I would say
I'm doing a joke.
Okay.
I said
LeBron. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah. No, but like
Marcus Smart getting a bigger contract than LeBron James this offseason, by the way. Just something to keep in mind.
Undeniable fact.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was gonna say, not perfect players, but certainly useful for the Lakers. Yeah. Won them a playoff series last year. I'm going to put it on the record now. I don't think this team will be winning a playoff series next year. I don't think this.
All due respect to Demon JJ, who does own us every time we doubt them. Like I keep forgetting that they do have like a top 3 coach in the NBA. Somehow.
JJ is great. Yeah, and I actually think JJ is the right coach for Quentin Grimes at this stage of his career, just to be like, hey, dude, you're not a superstar.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I thought you were going to say, I thought he was the right coach for this team construction.
Yeah, just something in my gut thinks that he had a lot of say on this roster.
No, I mean, he is like a truth teller guy. Like, that's kind of his thing. It's funny that he's like nerd Psycho Joe. It's funny that like he and Joe are like kind of like Flash and Reverse Flash kind of like for each other, like where they're insane, but like in different ways, but like also hardos, but like also like kind of analytics pilled, but then also kind of like tough talk guys. It's very strange. They're very strange.
Both former players.
Yep.
Yeah. If JJ is just the podcast guy version of he's the in the manosphere. He's the podcaster and Joe Maz is the MMA guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say no. The manosphere. He's the Joe Mazzulla would go on JJ Redick's podcast and say something like that. God weeps the tears of blood, and that is what makes his fiery crown the torture device of pain that I will instill upon my enemies. And then JJ is like, yeah, man, and that's like so true. So the Theo Vaughn of fucking coaches.
I do think that JJ is a really good coach, and I do think that they'll scam regular season wins for sure. Like they like that. But you did this offseason to raise your ceiling, not win regular season games. And I don't think that they did that, and I don't really think they gave themselves any outs other than an Austin Reeves trade.
Oh, I'm digging out. Sorry, I put this away in storage, but yeah, that's right. It's the Luka Doncic speed run trade demand timer clock. We haven't had this one away. We haven't had this one out in over 2 years, folks. I thought it was collecting dust. I was thinking about putting it out in the yard sale. It's back. I'm plugging it in. We're going to set it for 2 years. 2 years on the Luka Doncic trade request speed run clock.
Here's my question for you, because Mavericks fans have told me Luka won't do that. like he didn't want to leave the Mavericks.
Yeah, I guess
they traded him.
He's a rare superstar who's too lazy to want to be traded, which is kind of awesome.
This is what I said, where I was like, yeah, he got involved to be like, go get Walker Kessler. But like, now that he's done that, like, I genuinely don't think that he is going to want to be involved in, like, I don't think he's going to be forcing the hand. I think if anything, it will be the other way, where it's like, if we're 2 years from now and this shit doesn't work out, like maybe they give him the contract extension and then they try to trade him.
They have to think Jokic is coming. Like, that's the only way this stuff makes sense, right?
But if Jokic was coming, why wouldn't they give themselves more flexibility?
I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying I think that that's what they're telling themselves, is that like they asked like, Luka,
we'll just trade Walker Kessler and Austin Reeves next offseason for Luka.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a perfectly fit team around Luka and Jokic with Mamu as our starting four.
I mean, first off, that is real scenes. That is an NBA.
You're not going to be able to get a fucking stop.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You're taking the Sixers approach or the Cavs if they sign LeBron approach, which is
Marcus Smart
to get stops when they score 140 points a game.
Marcus Smart comes back. The Lakers will do what the Celtics should have done, and therefore tie them again in titles, because they showed proper respect to Marcus Smart.
All right, let's put them in D. This offseason.
Okay, but here's the thing: if they're not an F, who is?
I mean, you like Cam Carr. That was a good pick. I think he'll be good.
I do like that, but I still think this is an F. I don't know. That's like a disaster offseason, too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True. Fuck it. Let's put him in F.
Yeah,
this was a nightmare offseason for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to all right, who's next? I'll let you pick here, because
let's get the Wizards. I think the Wizards are fascinating.
Actually, what do we do with the Cavs? Because all they did was draft Malik Thomas,
let Dean Wade walk, and
Keon Ellis and Larry Nance, and then they brought back Thomas Bryant and they maxed Donovan Mitchell, and now they're just waiting for LeBron. I guess they're just kind of like, do we even put them on the board? Like the Malik Thomas pick looks great. Like he was, incredible in summer league.
I think they kind of like, it's one of those things where like I want them to be more proactive because it's just so uninspiring right now. But like,
Yeah.
I guess if LeBron's kind of a get out of jail free card, so you might as well wait. So
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, they could get up to A if they get LeBron, but like,
Sure.
yeah. I still don't think that team makes a ton of sense, but you wanted, but they'll be so talented. It probably won't matter. They'll win a ton of games.
Yeah. Wizards are one of the more fascinating ones, I think.
By the way, before we get on that, just about the Cavs.
Yeah.
Do you buy these rumors that like they could trade Jared Allen? And like, I kind of think they should.
If they get LeBron, probably like,
because then LeBron could play the 4. A Cavs fan laid this out.
Yeah.
You can try. The only problem is I can never find a Jared Allen trade that makes sense for the Cavs. Because like they're not gonna, if they're getting LeBron, they're not getting picks. So get that out of your head. And if they want to trade LeBron, or if they want to bring in LeBron and trade Jared Allen and start Mobley at the 5 and have LeBron and Mobley as the front court, they want to get like a wing that can shoot and defend. Best of luck finding that. Like, there's no trade out there that really makes a ton of sense to me. The best I could come up with was Jared Allen, and I don't even know if the Cavs would want to do this, but it was Jared Allen for Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., and Brook Lopez.
What team? I don't even know what team that is. Is that the Clippers?
Yeah.
Yes. I was like,
on the Clippers.
I don't even know who those players play for.
But the thought was basically Darius Garland and Jared Allen have already played together. They have chemistry. Yeah. They need a starting center. And then you get Wash Brook as your backup big to have a stretch big who, yeah, he might be just completely washed, but he's your backup big. You have Mobley at the 5. You start Derrick Jones Jr. at the 3, and then you have Chris Dunn as a point of attack defender off your bench.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of great ones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I wonder what kind of a package could the Jazz offer? That would be kind of interesting to see what the Jazz might.
The Jazz are just in a scenario where they don't really have tradable salary.
That's kind of, I guess that's kind of the issue is they don't really have anybody to trade there. I think they could use him. Like
the other team I would say is the Mavericks, but they could, just because you don't know what's going on with Lively, like you could do PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford for Jared Allen.
I wish that there's just too much salary between these two teams for there to be a workable trade. But I also think the Raptors could really use him if they could figure out a way to like.
This is the issue with every trade that you try to do. It's like, okay, do you want RJ Barrett? It's like, well, that doesn't really solve our point of attack defense problems. Like, if you're trading Jared Allen, you have to get a point of attack defender. Like, if you want that to be your starting 5.
I would say that Celtics would kind of make sense before this offseason, but now probably not. Yeah.
I struggle to see what team could do it. Like, I thought like the Hawks, and then I'm like, Dyson Daniels can't shoot.
Yeah.
So I can't find a deal. If someone has a deal that they think makes sense, comment it, and we'll talk about it on the Patreon episode later this week. But anyway, you want to do the Wizards next?
Yeah, let's do the Wizards.
Okay, so the Wizards, they gave Trae Young a lot of money, a lot of currency, folks. They also drafted AJ number 1 overall. They added DeAndre Ayton. They brought back Chris Middleton, which we didn't even get a chance to talk about, by the way. This is the second straight year
that happened, because that happened while I was like off my ass on like an edible. I feel like that somebody told me about that, and I like woke up and I was like, oh my God, that was real. Like,
so Chris Middleton, a year after Marvin Bagley, they did the same thing. I never see this. They traded away a player and then immediately brought him back. It's the second straight year that they've done this. And then they traded Marvin Bagley again at the deadline. But they, so they lost Jaden Hardy and D'Angelo Russell. They brought in DeAndre Ayton and Chris Middleton, and they signed Trae Young to that max deal, drafted AJ. This 2022 is going to love this team. This is a great team in 2021, 2022. We got Chris Middleton, Trae Young, and DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah. I mean, that's money. That's money moves. I mean, here's the thing. I think the Wizards was kind of a D offseason as someone who liked the AJ pick. I think everything else was like a little spurious and kind of fucking weird. And
the Trae Young thing.
The Trae Young thing is a disaster.
Insane.
Yeah. So I think it's a D. Even though I really like the AJ pick and I think he's going to be great for them, and I think they got a genuine franchise player.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really give. You could not have fucked up the first pick in this draft. You just couldn't have
done like take Keaton Wagler. Like basically, even if you took Caleb Wilson, you'd probably be okay. Like
there was no way to fuck this up. Like there were like so many guys you could have taken. I would have been like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
So I actually look. I know this is famous last words. I don't hate the DeAndre Ayton thing for them only because of how the market broke. Because like the market for centers was bad, as I laid out.
Yeah. And
then if you add on top of that the fact that Anthony Davis is your starting center and he's going to miss time. Like he just is. He just is, House. And to have someone that can spot start like Ayton, who is going to be, he's even with all of his flaws, is probably one of the 5 best backup centers in the NBA. 10 best backup centers in the NBA. Like, there's not many good ones.
No, so he's not starting for them. I don't mind that. I think that's a totally fine move. Most of the D thing comes from the Trae Young thing being a fucking unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, I mean, that's
and I think that's worse. I think that's worse for your franchise than AJ is good for your franchise, which is saying something.
I think they're going to be like the fun pick team to like make a leap, and I just do not think that's going to happen for them.
I don't think so either. No, I don't think so either. I think
the East is too good.
Yeah, I think they were always going to do that, but I think that if they had let Trae walk or had been a little smarter about that, they could have been sitting on a really fun team that had a real chance to develop, and I think they just totally fucked it by doing that. So
they'll score a lot of points.
Bud Carrington, I believe in you. Still, I don't, but I'm pretending I do.
They have your other guys though. Trey Johnson, Will Riley look great in summer league.
Let's go.
George Sar was good last year. So yeah, all right, we'll put them in D. Is there any other? Do we want to do the Bucks just because we haven't really done the Bucks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me scroll up to the Bucks page here. Obviously, they drafted Braden Burries and Nate Ament in the lottery, which they also brought over our guy Bogle-Jubb.
Yep.
They signed Ousmane Dieng to a 3-year deal. They signed Gary Trent to the worst contract in the NBA, as we've already discussed.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true. Gary Trent is horrible, and they gave him $17 million a year.
I mean, they overpaid him.
You need to tell me what Gary Trent is good at besides occasionally making threes. He's horrible. Hold on. He's horrible inside the arc. He can't handle the ball. He's a bad decision maker. He's not a passer playmaker, and he's an overrated defender. He doesn't rebound.
He's a good defender, though. He's overrated, but
he's a below average defender. He's not a good defender.
He's a fine defender.
He's a minimum player, and he got $16 million a year for 4 years.
I'm sorry that for you, who loves to root for capitalist interests and the man, that a player's agent doing their job well is so offensive.
No disrespect to Rich Paul, who is unironically the GOAT.
Dude, he and Bartlestein, it's great. Like, that would just be the first thing I would do. I would either say, okay, so if you're going to do an agent and not do the Jaylen Brown thing, first of all, use the Players Association like Jaylen Brown did. Second of all, if you got to have an agent, you got to take Bartlestein or Rich or Big Rich. So anyway,
by the way, he played 22 minutes a game last year, 21 minutes a game.
Yep.
And I just need you to another guess here. How many rebounds a game did he average?
Well, he's a good teammate and was letting Giannis pad his numbers. So I'm going to say 2.1 a game.
He averaged 1 rebound a game last year. 1 rebound a game. Shot 36% from 3. He's supposed to be a shooter. He shot 36% from 3. He had the worst season of his career and got a bag. It is I mean, if they don't get in trouble for this, then there will never, only the Kawhi thing could be salary cap circumvention to them then. Because they obviously told him, we're probably going to trade Giannis eventually, but until then, just take minimums, and then they did a bigger version of what they did with Bobby Portis, basically.
I think this is a C offseason.
So they traded the best player in their franchise history.
Yes.
For Tyler Hero, Kasparis Yakichonis, Jaime Jaquez, and Khalil Ware. They also traded for another one of your guys, Karis LeVert, who you think is good for some reason.
I think he's fine. Yeah, I think he's fine. He's an NBA player.
He's certainly a guy you know.
Yeah.
They traded Torian Prince, Gary Harris, and Bobby Portis along with Giannis. They drafted Burries is a great pick. Burries looks awesome. I think they could have taken him if they traded Giannis or they kept Giannis. They took him at 11. That looks like it's turning out to be pretty good. The Amen pick is just, I'm sorry. Amen stinks. Amen is not good. I would never have drafted him in the lottery. It is, and in a draft that's this strong, when you are restarting a rebuild, to draft him with the 13th pick of the draft is just, it's insane to me.
I'm sorry, the Lion of Tennessee says what? Who must go? Who must go?
I'll gladly take the L if Nate Ahmed is good. How about that? I'll gladly take the L.
The Lion of Tennessee shall rise again. I'm keeping an eye on him. He's also a dentist with his eyebrows. I don't know what that means.
You know, I saw a tweet earlier, and it was a screenshot that said, "Are you from Tennessee?" You know, like the old flirting line.
Yeah.
And then before the person could respond with "You're the only 10 I see," they just said, "No, I'm from Israel."
Oh, God damn it.
The Zoomers are good at memeing. I have to give it to them.
They're pretty good at it. It's probably a D off season. I want it to be a C, though. I'm just going to put that out there. My heart is moved by this Bucks loss.
I mean, they certainly got a lot of guys, you know. They probably got the for trading away Giannis, they probably had the best name recognition offseason in quite some time. They got Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, and Khalil Ware. They got Karis LeVert, and then they also drafted Nate Ahmed and Braden Burries, who both have
Didn't
high
they get Taylor Jenkins, or am I making that up?
Yeah, they hired him after last season. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm keeping they're not going to be good, but they feel like the Suns felt to me last year.
The East is just
East is better than the West was. That's for sure. No, you're right about that 100%. But I don't think they're going to make the playoffs or anything like that.
There are a few teams like this where it's just like, who's their best player?
I think that's good though. I think that's good in this day and age. Like,
I guess it's Ryan Rollins, or it's either Ryan Rollins or Miles Turner.
I think this team is gonna surprise people. I think this team is gonna be like kind of competent, like more than people think.
They certainly have. I don't think
they're gonna be the worst team in the East.
8 NBA players. I don't think they will be the worst team in the East either.
Yeah,
they might be the second worst team in the East. If I had to take a guess, I would say the Bulls are the worst team.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's
But
dire. Speaking of which, let's just do them.
Okay, Bulls. I mean, we both really like their draft. I know Dalen Swain has looked really bad in summer league. And it's got to the point where Kev is sending in screenshots comparing his stats to Jared Culver. So that's how you know everything's going well.
Caleb Wilson, like, being good is breaking Kev's brain. Like, he's like looking for things to doom about. It's awesome. Like
Caleb Wilson was the obvious pick at 4, but he could not have looked better in like his first game or 2 games. Like, in terms of upside, like, there's still a lot of rawness to his game and things that he has to work out. But in terms of just like, wow, that guy has game-breaking athleticism.
Kev's doomerism it really reminds me of he still loves to dig holes like the old dog. That's Kev with like the pessimism, even though you've taken him out of the scenario.
I can't even comment on this because this is literally just me. I do the same where it's like I like something and then I'm like, yeah, but what if everything went wrong? And then I'm like, damn, I didn't even consider that.
I think they had a good draft. I mean, I know the Claxton thing was like not like a maximization of assets. What else did they do? They did some other like interesting things though.
I thought their cap space plan sucked. I thought they signed Zach Collins. They brought in Nick Claxton. The Norm Powell deal was fine. They gave Norm Powell only 1 year was guaranteed, but they gave him a 2-year deal. Like, they need shooting. Like, now Norm will not play defense and hog the ball as he tends to do, but they're going to be a pretty bad team anyway. And as Kev has pointed out to us, it actually might be fine for them to be the worst team in the East, because it would be better for them to be more competent a year from now. Yeah. So that when they have a better chance of getting a top pick in the draft, because they don't want to, the new lottery rules make it so that I can't remember what it is. You can't get like 3 top 5 picks 3 years in a row or something. And if they get like the 3rd pick next year, then they'll have had 4-3. Then they'll be disqualified from the better draft.
And this draft is supposed to be kind of bad.
They might be the only team that's trying to tank so that their pick is actually worse.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy, but also not bad strategy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, congratulations, Adam Silver, on your killing tanking.
It's just given certain teams a different incentive, right? Like the Kings and the Bulls and the teams that are going to be bad no matter what. Like, so that's kind of where they're at right now. But the Caleb Wilson thing, once again, they couldn't have fucked up the 4th pick, so I'm not going to give them credit for that. Like, Caleb was the obvious guy to take there. We talked about it during the process. Like, if you get the 4th pick, it's a good spot to be, because you just take the guy who falls. Yep. But they did it, and and we like the swing. I just didn't like any of their free agency or trade moves. Like, they didn't lose anyone particularly good. They lost Simons, who's a fine bench player. I think Colin Sexton, I mean, the fact that he got $7 million a year from the Lakers is fucking insane. But yeah, so they, I would say that this is like
B to C, I would say.
B, yeah. We don't have anyone in B. We can put them in B.
Getting Caleb Wilson's a pretty big W, and
I mean, this is the biggest thing for their franchise since Derrick Rose
and Zach Collins. That is a horrific contract. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, it also doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And what else were they going to spend the money on? You know, there weren't really free agents out there. Like, maybe they could have gotten Mitchell Robinson if they had like.
I honestly done. But I think what the teams like the Nets, it's, I can't believe I'm going to compliment the Nets, but like just like getting Minot and like getting getting younger talent, and like the MPJ trade a year ago. Like, once again, I don't think that the Nets are a great front office. I'm on record of saying this, but I also think like the idea of basically just trying to, when you're rebuilding, just taking swings on guys that like might be like undervalued across the league is usually a good approach, and so far the Bulls have not done that. Now, they might in time, they might just not do it now, but yeah, I mean, this team's going to be really bad next year, but it's also fine that they're bad next year. Caleb Wilson, I keep saying it's, and you said it too, where it's like, this is the best thing since the Derrick Rose thing.
Yeah.
It's actually technically the best thing since the Jimmy Butler thing, but they just completely bungled that.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Butler became even better when he left the Bulls, which is almost unfathomable, like that he became as good as he was in his 30s. So I can't really like obviously hold all of that against them, even though Kev at the time was saying they should build around him. Like, I do think that we do have to give at least a little bit of a nod to like Jimmy Butler was an all NBA player for them. So, all right. Is there any other teams here that you feel strongly about on the board?
I'll let you dealer's choice and vamp for like 2 seconds so I can get a water and use the bathroom.
Yeah, go.
Because I think we're trending towards a 4-hour podcast here.
Yeah, we're not doing 4 hours, but get it. I will. I'm just gonna get this one over with real quick because this is more of a pulling a Band-Aid off for me. Because I don't want to hurt our fans in New Orleans who we love dearly, and our friends Richard and Andrew and all of that. But the Pelicans offseason is it's an F. They lost Kayvon Looney, they brought in DeAndre Jordan. They didn't I mean, I get that they want to try to be competitive, but like, I don't think they're necessarily going to be very competitive next year. They didn't trade either Trey Murphy or Herb Jones. Okay. I guess either the market wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be for them, or you're confident that you can keep these guys for the long haul. I'm skeptical. And this team was bad last year. Now they will have a little bit more availability possibly next year. I mean, maybe not with Zion, but almost certainly with DeJounte Murray. And that team is just really weirdly built. And I feel like last offseason really scared them with the fact that they were kind of like a laughing stock because they traded away Derek Queen for the pick that became Kingston Flemings and the Asa Newell thing. They also, like, the Jeremiah Fears pick and Queen were certainly both fine swings at the time. We'll see how they work out for them.
I think they're still pretty fine picks. It was more just what they gave.
The process
up, the
was
trade. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But once again, it's the Pelicans not doing anything after last year just seems insane to me. And then on top of that, the one thing that they did was we thought it was a veterans minimum to DeAndre Jordan for 1 year, and then it turned out to be 2 years, which means that it's not going to be prorated a year from now, if I remember correctly.
I don't think it's prorated at all.
So they're going to have to spend $3 to $4 more million on DeAndre Jordan than they would have if they had just done a 1 year prorated deal, which the league pays for half of it.
It seems like there's some pretty solid reporting out there. I should go to Shamit just to make sure that because he will know for sure. But it seems like it seems like it was implied that they just didn't know the rule, which is kind of awesome.
Which is the second straight offseason we've gotten that news out of New Orleans that they just didn't understand what was happening because they thought that they were trading away. They didn't think they were trading away their pick just straight up to the Hawks last offseason at the draft, apparently. So the Andrew's cope through this is the best case scenario. They're fucking up moves that won't ultimately hurt the basketball product, but it will hurt Gail's wallet. So Andrew's basically saying that's going to make her maybe more likely to fire them. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like they should have done something this offseason. They're the only team that did nothing. And that just feels insane to me. So I can't put them anything above an F. Like, I don't know how you could have looked at last year's team and been like, we're good. And also they traded away Jose Alvarado for second round picks, which, like, he's a solid player. I was saying at the time, like, I wouldn't have done this. He liked New Orleans. I would be like, just keep Jose Alvarado. Like,
yeah, sure.
Why are you trading him? Like, I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. So, all right.
Let's do the Warriors. Because it seems like they're not getting LeBron.
They're almost certainly not getting LeBron.
And so everything is fascinating to me there. Like, so what's the plan?
So first off, they signed Charles Bassey to a 1 year deal. Respect him.
Demon.
They brought Al Horford back on that very confusing 2 year deal.
Yeah.
They brought DeAnthony Belton back on a 2 year deal. They brought Kristaps Porzingis back on a 2 year deal that I think only the first year is guaranteed, if I remember correctly, on that one.
Yeah.
And they can trade it right away. So they have tradable salary because of the way that they extended his contract. Mm-hmm. But also, who wants to pay Kristaps Porzingis $20 million next year is a very valid question. They lost Quentin Post.
Somebody might. I think that's a fair bet, though. I think somebody might.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe the Boston Celtics, which sucks, but I know their soul. They're addicted to making me mad.
Quentin Post departed in free agency to the Grizzlies. They didn't match the offer sheet, and they took Yaxel in the draft. That was like a great pick. He's going to fit in really well for them. He's probably the best combination of win now and like has a little bit more upside other than maybe Braden Burries, who's younger and can probably play right away and has more room to grow long term. But we both really like the Yaxel pick for them. We both had Yaxel higher on our board. So I like their draft. I didn't really get the rest of their offseason. They kind of just hinged everything on LeBron, and they're not getting LeBron, it seems like. So if they get LeBron, where would you put them? Yaxel and LeBron basically added. Lost Quentin Post.
I don't know. I don't think I'm mad. It's been so Jover for the Warriors for so long. So it's like, it's hard for me to like separate that from like, I just fundamentally disagree with like the direction they've chosen over like the last 3 years. So I like want to say C, but like for what they're doing, for what they want to be doing, it's probably one of the best case scenarios.
Yeah,
like,
fun Unk squad. Give them an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be like an A. I mean, I think that this is just kind of a meh C offseason. I think they were fucked when it started, and I think they're still fucked now that it's over. I think you kind of regardless of them getting LeBron. I just like Draymond didn't resign, right? Like
He's coming back.
Are we sure?
So both Harden and Draymond have opted out to basically give the teams the option to give LeBron more money. And they can restructure their contracts to be like multiple years at a lower cap hit. But Draymond, everything Draymond has said has been like, I'm going back to the Warriors. LeBron, you better come here. Like, I'm not going to the Cavs or the Heat or the Sixers. Like, I'm going to be. And also keep in mind, if those teams want LeBron, they can't pay Draymond. They'd have to work out a sign-in trade. Sixers can't do a sign-in trade. The Cavs can, but also the Warriors would have to agree to that. The Heat technically can if the Warriors like Jovic, but like that's not. And also like he doesn't make sense for that team. Draymond doesn't make sense on that team. So I think they're definitely bringing Draymond back. Is the long and short of this. Yeah, I like their draft. I didn't really get their other moves, and they're probably not going to get LeBron. So
yeah, all right.
I would put this in A if they got LeBron, obviously, and I will leave it in C for now. So
I don't think they're getting LeBron. And I think it's C. Yeah.
All right. So the Houston Rockets signed Tari Eason to a 5-year, what seems like a scam deal. They signed Marcus Smart to a 2-year, $15 million deal. Brought in Bogdan Bogdanovic on a vet min. He's pretty washed, but who cares? They lost Josh Okogie and Dorian Finney-Smith, and they drafted our guy, Bruce Thornton.
Bruce Thornton, by the way.
Yeah, cooking in Summer League. He doesn't miss shots. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He's like literally one of the best shooters and touch guys I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I genuinely think Reed Shepherd should be shaken in his boots for his rotation spot next year.
Yeah. Watch it. Demon Bruce is coming, Reed. Watch out. Can I say something? I think this is a B and maybe an A.
Okay, so they didn't do anything, but also I was kind of just more on like what can they do style with this
team.
They
got Tari back at a pretty nice number.
Yeah, I mean that's a scam.
Yeah,
deal. Like I know Tari has his injury problems and like he's a bit of a bozo, even though I love him. But they got him for like $16 million a year. Like they got him just above the MLE.
Like, they took his agent to the cleaners so bad. Tari was on Twitter right after it got announced. Like
just like it is what it is. Like that's crazy, dude. Like I know that we're probably a little bit higher on Tari than the general consensus, but I thought he would have at least gotten $20 million a year.
Yeah.
For a wing, like even if he's a bench wing, I don't know, like a good bench wing.
Yeah.
But so I don't hate. I'll put him in B. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really think they did anything to change their.
I think Marcus Smart could matter in the playoffs.
On this team, though, like I don't know.
I think some stuff will change. Fred will be back. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I guess I have to pick a team to win a playoff series other than the Spurs and the Thunder, so they'll have a chance. But
yeah,
I'm not feeling great. I just don't know what to do with this team. They're just at a weird crossroads right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
You know, they have the Nets pick next year. They're gonna have another draft pick,
so
like high in the draft. It's unbelievable.
They should change that, man. They should get a better player for that. That's obvious. They need to do that.
Well, they traded the pick that became Malawatch for Kevin Durant, and that was a win now move, obviously, but that's been the only time that they've traded a draft pick. And they knew it was the 10th pick in the draft via the Nets, if I remember correctly. Or not the Nets. No, that was the Suns pick. But
yeah. But I think they got it from the Nets.
They got it from the Nets. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got it from the Nets.
Yeah.
That pick got traded for Kevin Durant twice. Because it went to the Nets for Kevin Durant, made its way to the Rockets, and then the Rockets traded it for Kevin Durant.
So cool, man.
Which is actually incredible. So speaking of the Nets, let's talk a little Brooklyn Nets. They've been crushing summer league.
I was just gonna say, I feel like Jaeger Doman, man.
He has been.
I might owe him an apology. I might like.
He's been one of the weirdest draft guys I could remember in quite some time, because we were lower on him. We weren't like I had him like 22 on my board or 21 or something on my board.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, all right, well, like, what is he? He's not gonna have the ball a ton. He can't really shoot. He's like a passer playmaker type, but like, what does that matter? And I was shocked that I wasn't shocked that he went, like, I thought they were gonna get him at 19 in that draft. And they ended up getting him with the 8th pick. And we have this infamous clip now where we're just like floored that they took him that high. Yeah. And I just didn't know that OKC wanted him where they took Sorber. So that might be part of the reason why they took him as high as they did. But I think that clip is going to end up being maybe our biggest L that's out there. It gets brought up every once in a while, and we get like Russians cursing in the comments in Russian at us. But like, we might have to hold an L. He's looked incredible in Summer League. Good. He was pretty solid as a rookie.
That's why Will Rage quit the stream. He didn't want to be associated with that clip.
Exactly.
He was so ecstatic with the Jaeger Doman pick that he didn't want to listen to us be wrong about him.
Yeah, RSCI pilled Sean Marks has owned everyone. They traded for Julius Randle for basically nothing. They signed Mo Wagner. They signed Keon Ellis. They brought back Josh Minot and Day'Ron Sharp on new contracts. They salary dumped Nick Claxton, and they lost Zaire Williams to the Lakers. And then
a great offseason. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think any of those moves are bad.
They drafted Mikal Brown, who I probably would have drafted at 6 for them. And
he looks awesome.
I had him 6 on my board. So I would have taken him or Kingston Flemings. I would have been fine with either pick. And then they also got my guy Joshua Jefferson in the end of the first, who has not looked good in Summer League, but we're coping through. It's just Summer League right now. Yeah, I mean, this was a good offseason from them. They did really well.
This is B to an A, I think.
I would say it's a B. Yeah. I'm not like I think they will be better next year.
Yeah. No, it's a really productive offseason where I think
they also have no reason to tank. They're going to have more NBA players.
There's a chance they're like the 10 seed next year with King Julius, and
there's going to have to be a few injuries, I think, but that happens every year.
Yeah.
Where it's just because if you go down the 11 teams in the East right now, there are 11 teams that Zach Lowe has pointed out think they're going to be top 6 next year. Yeah. And that's just not how it works. Yeah. So they're going to need to get some, but it's not impossible. Like, I think that everyone wanted to pick the Wizards as their leap team, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Nets were a little bit more of that, like,
I agree,
cellar dweller to play and leap style, like the Charlotte Hornets were last year. Not quite like net rating wise, but like they're like the 10 seed, and they probably lose in the play-in, but like it's fine.
It's fine,
yeah. So all right,
let's do Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic. Oh. They didn't really do much. What did they do?
They lost Mo Wagner.
Yeah. They brought back Vooch on a 1-year vet min.
I like that for them. I kind of like that for them. I'm going to be totally honest.
Your guy, your number one Vooch.
I didn't like it for the Celtics just because I knew that we were going to lean into our stupid bullshit. They have the opposite problem we do, so it's fine. Like,
yeah, they're going to be. They at least have 2 guys that can theoretically shoot from the big spot that they can play at all times now.
Yeah,
even though no one really cares when Vooch shoots.
Also, I think Vooch is like one of the best above the break 3-point shooters critically too, which is like very important.
I don't know if that's true. I know that he shoots them.
I think he will surprisingly good at them, but I'll double check that.
I mean, there's the only spot on the floor that he shoots threes from, really. That's not true. He actually did shoot corner threes last year, but he was not particularly good at them.
No, he's
not a particularly good through. He is more of so the reason why Vooch has been at least somewhat respected as a stretch big is because it's not just the fact that like He's a 35% career 3-point shooter who doesn't take a ton. He shot 34% with you guys, 37% with the Bulls, 37% on the season, 40% the previous year, but then he shot 29, 34, 31. He's a very streaky shooter that only takes those top of the key ones. The reason why Vooch is somewhat respected from the outside is because he can kind of pass. So like he can make some reads from the outside. So you don't want to leave him entirely alone. Like you want to try to get like a hand in his face basically so that he's not just like making passes from the perimeter as well. He showed a little bit of that off with the Celtics last year. But he this offseason is just kind of whatever to me. Like I don't know if they should have made moves, to be honest. They didn't. And this is just a whatever offseason to me. Do you feel strongly about this offseason? They brought back Jonathan Isaac, Javon Carter.
Didn't they draft somebody in the second round that was pretty good? I thought I liked their second round pick.
Oh, Isaiah Nelson from South Florida.
Okay, that is not who I was thinking of. So maybe I'm making.
They drafted Onyensu and then they traded him for Isaiah Nelson.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, I thought that they had Onyensu. No. Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I guess they didn't really do anything. But yeah.
It's whatever. It's a C to me. It's just like
healthy Franz though. Losing Mo Wagner doesn't not matter. I don't think.
He didn't really play last year because he tore his ACL the previous year. But he was good for them 2 years ago in the regular season.
Didn't they got rid of Jonathan Isaac, right?
No, he's back on they waived his contract and brought it back on a vet min. And then they also brought back Javon Carter on a vet min too. Yeah.
So good. They still have a team chaplain.
Yes.
The Mike Conley and Kyle Lowry are the assistant coaches with a roster spot. He's the team chaplain with a roster spot.
Yeah, you got to have that for the culture.
Yeah.
So is there anyone else here that you're really feeling? The Sacramento Kings. You want to do Sacramento Kings?
Yeah. What did they even do? I lost track of it. I'm going to be honest.
Salary dump Devin Carter. They're waving and stretching DeMar. It seems like he only had like 14 million guaranteed, but I think they're going to waive that over the next 3 years. They're bringing back Precious Achiuwa on a 2-year deal. They signed Daquan Plowden to a 2-year deal. They drafted Darius Acuff, Alex Caravan, and Emmanuel Sharp in the second round. Who Emmanuel Sharp looks like a player. Yeah. He can shoot and defend. Caravan stinks. And there have been people that have pushed back on me and been like, well, he just needs to you need to see him with the team. Like he's a role player. And I'm like, their whole team is playing in summer league. You think that Keegan and Sabonis are going to unlock him? They're the only two guys. It's literally 4 of their best players in summer league. 4 of the rotation players at least. It's Sharp, Acuff, Nick Clifford, and Maxine Reynaud. They're all going to be playing. They got that, by the way. And to be fair, the Nets are also playing their real guys, but they got destroyed yesterday. Yeah. And then before that, they got killed by the Wizards, who were not even playing all of their guys. They had a few guys that they're playing, but
yeah. I mean, I think I don't think it was a bad offseason. I mean, for the Kings, this is an A offseason because they didn't destroy anything. They didn't set the franchise back a half decade. So
yeah, I was going to say, I remember 2 years ago when we did the Kings offseason and we were like, this is a disaster. What are you doing? They got DeMar DeRozan and we were like, this isn't going to work. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And then last offseason, they got Russell Westbrook and we were like, stop doing this. And they signed Dennis Schroeder to the MLE. Oh my God. They salary dumped him at the deadline, dude.
Oh my God. They're so stupid all the time.
I will say, if we're grading on a curve, this is good for the Kings. Also, early returns on Acuff and it is summer league. It's gonna be a work in progress. Let's say
he is one of the most spiritually Kings players I can ever remember. He is exactly what you thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like he is not gonna try on defense. He's gonna take a ton of weird shots, and he'll have some cooking, and he'll have some really high scoring games, and do some nice playmaking. And we were both lower on him than I think. Not everyone, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like we both had him like I think our last spot in our lottery, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I had him 14, you might have had him 15 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I just don't foresee him being good as a rookie. No. I do think they should keep Sabonis just for him because Maxime Reynaud did not look great in summer league, and I don't know if those two are gonna necessarily have the best chemistry. But the Kings are going to give up a lot of points. Oh, I forgot Dylan Cardwell, who might be one of their better young players. Was also playing for them in summer league. So I think the idea is basically we're just going to put all these like dirty work defender guys around Acuff and see what happens eventually. But for right now, it is I mean, to me,
I think it's a C. I think it's a C.
All right, we're grading on the Kings curve here, but we'll give them a C.
Well, what did they do that was bad, though? They didn't do anything that was bad.
I mean, I wouldn't have drafted Acuff at 7, and they didn't do anything bad. That is true.
I don't think drafting Acuff at 7 is like a meaningful.
I think it's fine for them, to be clear. I've said this before. I'm like, let's just let the Kings do what the Kings are going to do. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't even think that's like a disaster. Like, if it were like a bad, it's not like a Nate Ahmed pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's worlds where Acuff turns into like a really good player. Like, I think
I will say it's
a no-hope pick.
Yeah, no. And it's I don't disagree.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say here is that it is really tough when your front office leaks and says, we like 2 guys.
Yeah.
And the other guy is Braden Burries. And you're like, well, I wish I didn't know that. Like, why did you tell me this? Like Braden Burries looks awesome right now, and he plays defense, and but anyway.
It's good. It's awesome. It's like when your friend tells you when you're getting married to the love of your life, and your friend comes up to you and says, I was going to introduce you to one of 2 people that night. I was going to introduce you to your wife or Anne Hathaway. How mad are you at your wedding house? You would have called the wedding off, wouldn't you? You would have done that, House. Don't lie to me. I know you would have.
You go to see the Odyssey, by the way?
I'll probably be there. Yeah, I'm probably not like opening. I'm not going to be like an opening night sicko, but I'll probably go see. I like Nolan. Nolan makes good movies.
Nolan makes the best slot. Like he makes like top tier slot. Like
I think Oppenheimer was like a genuinely good.
No, I
film.
Agree.
Yeah,
I think that he's gotten better at making movies too.
Yes,
over the last 10 years, I would say I feel like he's gotten better at making movies.
Yeah, Oppenheimer was a real film. Like
awesome movie.
Good on him. I will be there. I do have to tell you, one of my guilty pleasures is there's someone out there who is using AI to make something called Bull Simmons report, and it's a fake Bill Simmons, and there's like a Ryan Giesillo, who's like a goose, but they use the AI voices and then write scripts for them, and unfortunately it's really fucking good, and I kind of wish we didn't have scruples, because like I would kind of love to write like fake AI Bill.
Sure.
like
no, it's better when you do a shitty impersonation. Everyone
that is true. Everyone does love the shitty impersonation, but I have to say it was like hurting my heart to see. Fuck, I could write somebody like I was like thinking like I could definitely write 2 hours of Bill Simmons.
I mean, you have done a full podcast as Bill Simmons.
I forgot about that.
I listened to that the other day. It wasn't the whole thing, was it? It was Zach and Bill and Vernon and whatever, but. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the Zach Lowe Christmas special.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone sign up for the Patreon to get the access to the Zach Lowe Christmas special.
That's right. Yeah. So Minnesota Timberwolves, how have we not done them yet?
Yeah.
Feel like they should have been pretty high on the list. Jalen Clark, Io, Bones Highland all agreed to new deals. They brought in LaMelo Ball, Josh Green, Trey Lyles. They also lost Kyle Anderson, Mike Conley. They traded Julius Randle and Naz Reid for LaMelo Ball with their basically only tradable picks left. I like this offseason from them. I mean, here's the thing. I've talked about my concerns with the Sixers and the floor falling out. This has a real floor to it.
For
it's
sure.
just like, oh no, LaMelo can never stay healthy. Oh no, we're fucked, right?
Yeah.
I do think that they needed to do something like this, though.
Yeah, they did.
Like they've just backed themselves into a corner a little bit, and this might not work out. But what else were they going to do? I think I give it a B.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. I don't like the DeSumno contract, but again, they kind of box.
Yeah, the IO contract is not good, and also they drafted Isaiah Evans, who I just don't think is good. Yeah. But he's apparently like 2 for 30 in summer league or something. Yeah. But that's a fine pick where they took him. I'm shocked that they passed on Malik Thomas though, because that is like such a Tim Conley pick. He's such a hooper. I mean, maybe he just thought LaMelo's good enough for hooping for one off season, but yeah. So
you get the apex predator hooper. You don't need cheap imitations, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So
this will be the Gen Alpha like your 8-year-old cousin that you're like already a little bit scared of, that you kind of like walk in on him like torturing frogs like in the backyard. He's gonna love this team, dude. He's gonna be so locked in on this team.
Yeah, definitely. Be absolutely. I mean, once again, they are the peak Gen Alpha team. They will lead the league in TikToks. The Sixers are going to be up there, though.
Sure.
I'm going to say Wolves 1, Sixers 2. Phylon's already a huge fan favorite on TikTok. Plus, we have VJ Aura Farms on there, Maxi Aura Farms on there. We have Jalen being added to the mix.
Jalen's a great Aura Farmer TikTok thing too. Jalen is so good. He's because his the things he says on stream are used to intro other teams' players like clips. Like
that's true. Yeah, like what he said about Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, the Scotty Barnes one is like is notorious. Yeah, so he will do all that stuff.
He will be adding a lot more content to the team. Dallas Mavericks. Let's do the Mavericks next. Drafted Merez Johnson. Mm-hmm. Drafted Sergio De La Rey, who apparently looks good in summer league.
Yeah.
Traded for our guy Santi Aldama, traded for your guy Marcus Sasser, traded for Tariq Bibarovic. I don't know how to say his name, but that was the EuroLeague guy that I knew.
Yeah.
They lost Marvin Bagley, AJ Johnson, and Chris Middleton.
Forgot AJ Johnson went back to the Bucks. Did we say that?
No. He apparently went to the Grizzlies.
Okay, never mind.
But that would be very funny if they already got AJ Johnson back. Yeah. He's been traded 3 times in 2 years. AJ Johnson.
Poor guy.
So they basically added Santi, Sasser, and this European guy. They added Merez, and I like this offseason.
Yeah, I think it's a good offseason. I think it's
they don't have their picks, so it's fine for them just to try to compete. They basically gave up nothing for they gave up nothing really for Santi, like a late first. They took a flyer on Sasser, totally fine. I mean, I probably would have tried to trade away one of PJ Washington or Najee Marshall or Daniel Gafford, or the guys that don't really fit with Cooper Flag. Like, you can tell that they're probably going to have to trade one of those guys eventually. But keeping Kyrie, and I guess we'll see if they can end up trading Clay away. Or if they have to buy Clay out, I'm not sure. But I think this team will be competitive next year. I don't think they're going to be like a playoff team, but I could absolutely see them in the play-in for sure. Like, this is good. They have a lot of NBA players, and Cooper Flag, I'm assuming, will be better and more impactful in his second season. So, I think
it's a B. I think it's a B.
All right. An offseason I did not like is the Phoenix Suns.
This just kind of feels like the other shoe dropping where they kind of like got away with it for like an offseason before they went right back to their old ways.
So the Luke Kennard thing, like Luke Kennard, losing Grayson Allen and getting Luke Kennard is like the guy with the 2 t-shirts. at Christmas, where it's just like, all right, well, that's fine, whatever. But trading an unprotected pick for Miles Bridges is
It's
just
crazy.
Fucking insane.
That's such a crazy thing to do.
It's such a crazy fucking move. Like I'm always queasy when my team trades away an unprotected pick, and we got Jaylen Brown for an
yeah.
like they got Miles Bridges for an unprotected pick, and bringing back Colin Gillespie, Mark Williams, Goodwin, fine, and Malawatch looks good in summer league, which is a good sign. He'll probably be playable next year. Like, they still have NBA players. Actually, Koa Pete is fine for the 30th pick in the draft, too. I was not crazy about Koa Pete, but I'm perfectly fine with them trading second-round picks to get Koa Pete. Like, totally fine swing on a guy who's from there. Like, they clearly want to have this identity of, like, we're going to be physical. The Dylan Brooks thing. Like, they're leaning further into, like, the Jordan Goodwin, Dylan Brooks, Miles Bridges / I probably shouldn't say that about Miles Bridges. Fuck Miles Bridges. But Koa Pete, like, they want to have like big athletic wings, but I don't know. I did not like this offseason from them. I don't know if I would give it an F. I'd probably give it a D.
Yeah, that feels right to me.
Yeah. I really do not like the Miles Bridges trade at all. Like, I think that's the worst trade of the offseason.
It's up there. It's definitely up there. I Walker Kessler, a Walker Kessler sign and trade for multiple firsts. Pretty crazy.
That's pretty tough.
I mean, Walker Kessler's a better player, but it was also a sign and trade. Like,
I mean, that's just and they paid him even more than So
it's so crazy. Let's do our beautiful Western Conference defending champion San Antonio Spurs.
I had them up next, so I'm on there right now. They signed Harrison Barnes, came back on a vetman, Julian Champagny, Jordan McLaughlin, Victor Wembanyama, took less money. The class trader, Victor Wembanyama, took the non-full super max deal that he could get, or it was regular max, but 30%. He took 25 because they decided to do the De'Aaron Fox trade extension, and he's rewarding them for that's really weird move. And they got Tobias on a 2-year deal at like $14 million a year. They gave him like the full MLE. I think only the first year is guaranteed, but they did give him a 2-year deal. What do you think, Sam? Oh, they also drafted Terrace Reed and Jaden Quaintians. Jacoby Gillespie too.
I would like their offseason a lot better if, like, I wish there was a little more synergy with that. I wish they hadn't burned 2 first-round picks. I like both of those guys as like backup big swings. Yeah. I don't know about spending 2 first-round picks for the same position.
But the thing is this. Quaintance cannot play next year. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
So if you're taking the Quaintance swing, I don't mind taking the Terrace Reed pick either, because they traded a second-round pick to get him, the Trayvon Brazil pick.
Yeah.
So they gave seconds to get him. So they didn't even really, like, they used a first, but they used seconds.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, Terrace Reed might be a playable backup big next year, along with Luke Cornett, and they want to rest Wemby. And then if he isn't great and Quaintance is good, they have another option. I actually liked what they did in the draft. I thought it was kind of a smart, savvy use of where they were to take like a real upside swing and then just get like a solid guy at the end of the first. The guy that I'm just like, how does Tobias Harris fit on this team? Like,
yeah, it's weird. It's pretty weird.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Like a guy who's going to want the ball, who is not a 3-point spacer. Like, I know he makes threes in the regular season. It is fake. He has proven it time and time again in the playoffs.
He better not start over Champagny. Champagny's just a better player than he is.
Do you think he's signing with that team to come off the bench?
That's crazy if they did that. Champagny's a better player than him. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
I think
maybe Tobias has a little bit more creation, but who fucking cares? You've got Dylan.
They might bring Devin. They might bring Devin Vassell off the bench and start Champagny at the 3.
That's still awful because you're starting like Devin Vassell. Like, I was a pretty strong critic of Devin Vassell. He really fucking impressed me this playoffs.
Yeah, no, he'll probably start, and then they'll probably bring Champagny off the bench.
That's such a crazy thing to do, man. I don't know. Like the Tobias, that's the thing that I don't like. I don't know why. I mean, it's pretty low risk. Like, who really cares? What did they pay Tobias? It wasn't much, right? It was like 10.
It was like $14 million a year.
Yeah.
So it's like that's fine, and then Tobias is probably tradable salary is probably what he's like actually there for. But I don't know, man.
I didn't love it.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
I like their draft. To me, this is like a B or a C.
Yeah,
like,
I'd say a B. Let's give it a B.
Sure,
for the sake of it.
Yeah. They're such a smart organization for drafting Victor Wembanyama with the first pick in the draft,
and jumping up to get Dylan Harper.
Yeah. Oh wow, so good at this.
So they're really good at this. They're really smart. To be fair though, I was fading Dylan Harper in that draft, so I can't really show them to be totally.
I was gonna say I was very big Dylan Harper fan, but I understand that you're maybe the only you can't say that.
Yeah,
anyone else can say that.
I was gonna say,
but you can't say
Dylan Harper, who was the obvious number 2 pick. Who else anyone else would have picked?
So all right, we have you want to do the Knicks next, the defending champions?
Yeah, D them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they had a good offseason.
That was a bad offseason. And
they lost Porty and Robinson, and they got Drummond. They got worse.
Yep.
The Shamet deal was good. Why? Okay, so can you explain to me why they didn't draft anyone?
Money, I think. I think it's all money.
Why? I don't get this. Everyone says this. I guess because of the prorated vet minimum.
Yeah.
But, like, doesn't it save you money to draft a player instead? Like, I know technically it doesn't because you could just do the prorated vet minimum instead.
Yeah, it doesn't, but it's also like
you can get it.
You might as well.
You get a scam contract.
Yeah, you might as well. Like,
and the end of this first, beginning of the second was good.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of crazy they didn't use any of their seconds. Like
they just got that German guy, Jack Cale or whatever, and he's not going to come over, I don't think.
Yeah. I don't understand what the thing was. Dolan must just be like insanely cheap because it's honestly like really not that much money. Like, and it's like,
they got Jose on a scam deal. They got Landry Shamet on a scam deal. Mo Diawara, we'll see, but they lost Huck Porty and Robinson. They replaced him with Drummond. That will make them worse.
I forgot about the scam deal for Alvarado. That was pretty good.
I was gonna say maybe it's the contracts were good. Yeah. We'll put them in C.
Yeah, let's put him in C. Though that's more important than some of the other stuff. But like,
they also won the championship, and like, I wouldn't make big moves. I would have just. I probably would have just tried to figure out a way to pay Mitchell Robinson. Like, I know it's easier said than done, and maybe their tax bill would have been crazy, but like, he's a fan favorite. You just won the championship with him, and he's been an extremely important player for you, even if he kind of sucked at times in the playoffs last year.
Also, news from 16 minutes ago. The ESPY for best championship performance just went to Jalen Brunson. They ended up trebling after all.
Well, they're not going to get Summer League this year either, so it's already off to a bad start.
It's all right. It's over. It's over. They should blow the team up, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what Dolan wants.
Yeah.
So, go into the second apron is my thing. You literally have like 2 years left with this core. Just go into the second apron with this core in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Why are you like, no, we can't go into the second apron? You're not going to be in there for 5 years. It makes no sense.
Yeah, they did such a bad job. They did such a bad.
This is ownership.
Dolan. I was gonna say it's Dolan. Yeah, I was gonna say their front office is innocent. This is all Dolan. But fuck him.
OKC re-signed Hartenstein to what seems like a pretty good contract. Kenrich Williams, Vetman, traded Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins, drafted Mara, who has looked really rough in Summer League, and Sturts.
See?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe D. I kind of wanted them to do something more, and they didn't, like.
I'm fine with them not doing much. Yeah. It's just like they could have still won the Western Conference Finals without J-Dub and AJ Mitchell at the end. They'll have a good chance to win next year. I don't think they should have made big moves. They're going to be in a continuous roster crunch though from now on, continually for the next 5 years. Let's do the Charlotte Hornets, who made a lot of big moves actually. Traded away LaMelo Ball, signed Kobe White to 3-year big contract. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I know I shouldn't be on Twitter, but I saw that Coach Lou has rebranded as Pelosi Muse.
Yeah, I know. That's his girl. I saw he was victory lapping her earlier.
Pelosi Muse is so funny. I'm sorry.
That's
the
funniest,
man.
It's so good because I get the ironic like Muse accounts in my and there's and every time I see them I'm like, this is so fucking annoying. But then when it's a niche player that I like, I'm like, this count rocks. Like,
yeah, this is good. Yeah.
Charles Bassey Muse is a mutual of mine on Twitter.
Let's go.
And I'm like, this is one of the great accounts that we have.
Pelosi Muse is so funny.
Yeah.
All right, they signed I forgot that they signed him. Oh no, I don't like that.
The Savannah Bananas at the ESPYs. Let's go. We're fully in fascism, baby.
Have you seen the Savannah Banana who's on like the Today Show and he goes to do a backflip and he just completely eats shit?
Yeah.
It's really good. One of my favorites.
Yeah, it's the only moment that Savannah Bananas have ever brought me joy.
yeah, it's awesome.
It was
really
incredible.
Yep.
Kobe White 3-year deal. A lot of money for Kobe White. They got Grayson Allen, Dorian Finney-Smith, Naz Reid, and Royce O'Neal, plus the picks from the Suns and the Wolves. They basically did a soft reset this offseason, trading away Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, and Josh Green. They drafted Hannes Steinbach and Christian Anderson, who both haven't looked great in Summer League, but it is Summer League. What do you feel about this one?
I don't like. It's so hard for me because they're going to be worse. I just feel like they're going to be worse. That's the bottom line.
Definitely.
Is like I'm trying to parse my own feelings on the LaMelo Ball thing. Like, I think it's.
I get why they did it. I still don't love it.
Yeah, like
I also really think they fleeced in the Miles Bridges trade.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that that's a part of it. I think it's probably a C, maybe a B, but like I don't know. But they're also going to be worse. This is the hardest one for me. This is like every time I look at it from a different angle, I'm like, that kind of sucked, but that was good. But this could work out. I don't know.
Yeah, they're another team that just it has a bunch of regular season players. Yeah, it's like a ton of shooting, ton of spacing. They don't have like the lead guy necessarily, but they'll be able to like patch together wins. I didn't love I like the Hannes Steinbach swing where they took him. I don't love Christian Anderson. I thought that there were better guards on the board when they took Christian Anderson, specifically Phylon. But he does shoot a ton of threes, which is what they want to do. And maybe it'll work out for them. I don't know. So yeah, we'll put them in C.
We'll see. I'm gonna be very locked in on their games this year. I'm gonna be absolutely fascinated to see how it looks without LaMelo. Probably bad, but like we'll see if they can make it work. I do kind of believe in Charles Lee as a coach. So we'll see.
So the Hawks brought back CJ McCollum and Jock Landale. Jock Landale got $14 million, which I was like, the Sixers should try to get Jock Landale. And then I was like, never mind. Then they got Devin Carter in a salary dump. They got Aaron Wiggins from the Thunder. And then they also got, have you heard about the latest report with them and the Lakers that no. They're like, yeah, we'll sign and trade you Jonathan Kuminga if you give us your swap in 2031. Of course. That would be another disaster for the Lakers. They should not do that. But, and they also said they would take the Jared Vanderbilt contract in that situation, to be clear. But the thing that I was going to say was they also drafted Zuby, Flemings, and Visir. I thought they had the best draft. I thought it was them or the Bulls.
Yeah.
Had the best draft. So I did really like their draft. CJ McCollum coming back on like a 1-year, $20 million, whatever deal he got, fine. Jock Landale, a little bit of an overpay, but the markets for centers was just crazy. I like the flyer on Devin Carter and Aaron Wiggins. I like this. I thought they had a good offseason. They're still kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern, but they're just kind of taking it like year by year at this point, kind of figuring out who they are. And they're still technically +1 pick, I think, if I remember correctly. So I think I would put them in A.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think they had a really good offseason. They were set up to have a good offseason, but they also like didn't make any mistakes, I feel like. And I think they're in a good position. They're in a good position to go star hunting, maybe the best of anyone. Any of these franchises going forward. And that's kind of what they need now. I think they're well positioned to get the next star. Like if Anthony Edwards asks out or something like that, like they could be there for that.
That's clearly what they've been positioning for. It's just like if an Anthony Edwards asks out or if someone becomes available we're not thinking of right now. That they could position themselves to do that. Okay, so the Denver Nuggets, they signed Tyus Jones, brought him back, signed Marvin Bagley to a vet min. They lost Tim Hardaway Jr. They drafted Trayvon Brazile and Bryce Hopkins. Trayvon Brazile was fucking cooking. He had 30-something points in Summer League yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
I mean, they just didn't do anything. This is another team that's just like, okay, all right, just what are they going to do with the Peyton Watson thing? Like, their tax bill is going to be fucking insane. Apparently, their tax bill is going to be like $300 million.
A Kroenke is paying that?
I'm just telling you, that's what someone said on a podcast I heard recently. It's like if they get Peyton Watson on like a reasonable deal, it's like because they have so many big contracts and they're like in the repeater. That's why teams are just
they're going
to
trade. They're going to trade Cam Johnson, or
they have to trade someone.
Yeah, because like the amount of savings you get out of that, like you're going to trade
like
Cam
$100
Johnson,
million,
and it's going to be like $70 million. Like yeah. So it's basically like the Jaylen Brown. You trade Cam Johnson, you dump Cam Johnson, and you save Jaylen Brown money. Like the end of the Jaylen Brown contract on the thing. So
yeah, I mean I don't. They're kind of fucked.
Yeah, they're fucked. It's not. It didn't really all happen this offseason. This offseason has just kind of been kind of a C, but it's like also I don't know. You have to pay for it at some point, right? Like so. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have tried to do something to shake shit up, but I guess there just wasn't anything for them to do.
No.
We have 4 teams left. We have the Jazz, we have the Grizzlies, we have the Blazers, and we have the Pacers. So next we will do the Memphis Grizzlies because I am closest to them alphabetically on this sheet. So I forgot about the Ja Morant trade, dude. Why? They traded Ja Morant for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. Yep. They also got AJ Johnson, who's just hanging around. They signed Quentin Post to a 3-year deal by scamming the Warriors. D'Angelo Russell is on the Grizzlies.
I didn't know that. That's delightful.
They also got Isaiah Stewart for 3 seconds. They drafted Cam Boozer and
traded Santi for something. What did they trade Santi?
Kareem Lopez. They traded him for that like fake first, basically. The top 20 protected first from the Warriors, and then they traded Ja. So they traded Ja and Santi, and they got like a bunch of rotation players. And then they drafted. Sure.
I don't like giving up Santi for nothing, basically, but
I don't think Santi. I don't think the league likes Santi like I do.
Yeah,
I'm just like I thought that Santi was worth like a decent first. The league might just think he sucks. A lot of people that watch him all the time say he sucks too. So maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. But he's big and he can kind of shoot and he can pass and handle the ball and rebound. And those are all things that the Sixers have needed desperately. So that's probably why I've overvalued him.
Sure.
Okay. No, Utah Jazz next because that's where I'm closest on the sheet.
Okay.
I forgot Mo Bamba's still in the NBA. By the way, I want to give this offseason an F because they ruined Bill Simmons. Mo Bamba will be out of the league in 7 years by bringing him back again.
Yeah.
Which is just drives me insane. Why would they do that? Because he almost nailed it on 2018 draft night. Yeah. But they have kept his career alive. But good for Mo. And then they also signed Yusuf Nurkic to a 2-year. Like Yusuf Nurkic, this wash version of Yusuf Nurkic got $10 million a year. This center market is just like you good luck if you need a center. So they also brought in Jackson Hayes and Josh Okogie. They did the Walker Kessler sign and trade to the Lakers. They drafted Darren Peterson, and that's it.
Walker Kessler trade was really good.
Yeah, I mean they are set up pretty nicely to make other moves now.
I don't love taking Darren Peterson ahead of Cam. I would have taken Cam Boozer there. But to each his own. Especially if you were always gonna let Walker Kessler walk. Why? I don't know. Seems crazy to me. But anyway, everything else was like mostly fine. I think this is like a B to an A because that Walker Kessler, that was really good.
Yeah,
really
the Walker Kessler move might make me put them in A, to be honest, because I think that they can. I don't know what they're another team that I don't know if anyone wants to go to like the thing is that the Hornets and the Jazz and the Hawks are all set up to like make another big splash trade.
Yeah.
But I don't know who wants to go play in Utah or Charlotte. And Atlanta at least might be able to get someone, but like they just traded for Jaren Jackson. Like they've shown an appetite to make those kind of moves where they're just like, go get a guy who we really like and we think we need, a spacing big or whatever. The only thing is I keep looking at their roster and I'm like, what's the tradable salary on this roster? It's like, I guess it's like John Conchar, Josh Okogie, Jackson Hayes, Yusuf Nurkic. Like you could probably patch together some stuff with a bunch of those picks and maybe you're not going to get Jared Allen now because those guys they can't be traded and they don't help the Cavs. But that's the kind of guy that like they could go get if they need a starting center now, they can just go get one,
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like who were we just talking about? Jared Allen. Yeah, it was who we were talking about. Yeah, so those guys are out there. Like you can do it. Yeah,
you can find someone. So we'll put them there. The Trailblazers. We'll do the Blazers next, and then we'll finish with the Pacers.
Probably the weirdest offseason, I would say.
Yeah, dude, they traded for Ja Morant. Like, why did they do that?
They didn't trade any of their other guards. Why did they do that?
So you want to hear my thought on this?
Okay, sure.
The new owner said, I want a star. Go get me a star.
Okay, yep.
And Cronin said, well, we're not giving up all this stuff to go get Jaylen Brown and pay him that contract. Like that, you're not going to do that. And we're not going to do that. So let's move on to, someone else. And we could basically get Ja Morant for free. And the owner said, could trade for Ja Morant. Kids like Ja Morant. He's marketable. You could put the name on the poster. And that was it. And that's why they traded Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray.
They gotta sign their fucking coach up for TANF. That sucks. Like I'm gonna be doing his fucking paperwork, man.
He has a 1-year deal, dude.
1 year.
1 year.
A 1 year deal, man. That's so crazy.
They brought back your guy, Robert Williams, on a 3-year deal, only guaranteed 1 year. They also got my goat, Micah Potter, off waivers, which was devastating for me. Brandon Carlson, formerly of the Thunder, signed a 1-year vetman with them. This team makes no fucking sense to me.
Isn't Young Hodson got a cooking in Summer League?
Yeah, I think he went like 8 of 9 from the field or something.
Hold on. Demon Young back? Hold up.
Well, it's a good thing.
Are we signing the Mike Schmitz apology for him? Did he run out of town too quickly?
Well, this is my thing about they brought Robert Williams back, who will block Young Hanson's playing time when he can actually play. Klingon is their starter still, and they signed. I think Brendan Carlson's a big, and they took Micah Potter off waivers. So, like, do they really believe in Young Hanson all that much? I'm not sure they do, but it is once again,
do
great
they believe
business
in wings at all? They have no wings besides
their wings. It's just Tumani Kamara and Denny Avdia, and Denny is like their on-ball guy, but is he anymore?
Of a 4, and he's like kind of a 4, dude. Yeah, and if he's your on-ball guy, what are your other 5? Again, I can't stress this enough. Your 5 guards going to do?
Ja Morant, Damian Lillard, Shaden Sharp, Scoot Henderson,
I think Scoot is just like washed out, but like Scoot was like okay. Like he's like young enough. Like Scoot. Somebody would give you a second round pick for Scoot. I feel like. I guess his contract's pretty big. Never mind.
I don't know, dude. Like, I just think this offseason was a mess for them.
Yeah, this is a D for me. I think this is a D
for me. Yeah. I don't get, I have literally no idea why they did that. I have no idea. Right. Completely. I think this team's going to stink.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're not going to be good. No, they're not going to be good.
It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
So, all right. So now we saved the best for last. Obviously, we're putting the Pacers in S tier.
They got Larry Nance Jr., Kelly Oubre. They drafted Braden Smith in the second round. They lost the GOAT Micah Potter and Cam Jones, who was salary dumped for the pick that became Braden Smith. And I think they gave another second round pick or something. And then the Bulls waived Cam Jones. So yeah. My guy Kelly Oubre.
I don't know.
All of their moves they did during the season. Like they traded for Zubac during the season.
I'm so fascinated by them on like what they're gonna look like next year. Like,
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm just like, once again, there are so many.
Tell me kind of anything. You can tell me.
I was gonna say
out of the playoffs, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Or do you tell me they're the number one seed in the East? I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, if Halliburton just has like a weird year coming back from the injury, where it's just like he can't like get it right,
shingles all the time, like he's low key kind of turning into Mr. Burns, where he's just got like a different like fucking ailment every once in a while. He has poison damage. He was hit by a several dots. A level 16 enchanter is casting dots on him. When you hit Tyrese Halliburton as a raid boss, you have to keep reapplying dots to him. Otherwise, he will destroy your finals team. The Thunder were able to nuke him down with heavy physical damage. Trill's not a
are you done?
Or RPG guy. So he doesn't like this bit, but this is gonna kill with all of our incels in the that listen to this podcast.
It is true. Incels love our podcast.
Yeah.
So
my people.
Where do you want to put them on the board? C,
I think, right?
This is add to the glut here in C.
I mean, that's correct though. I think we had a pretty good mix. Should look like that, right? Like,
yeah. Well, we'll read off the A tier. We have the Raptors, the Sixers, the Hawks, and the Jazz. Yep. The B tier, we have the Bulls, the Rockets, the Nets, the Wolves, the Mavericks, the Spurs, and the Grizzlies. I feel like I don't want to give the Bulls a B, but it is what it is. I'm just like
we can put them in C if you want.
Let's just keep it there.
Okay.
I look at the Bulls offseason and I go, okay, they took the obvious fourth pick, and then what else did they do? Norm Powell. All right, great. The fakest all-star of all time. Cool. Yep. C tier, we have Celtics, Pistons, Heat, Clippers, Cavs, Warriors, Magic, Kings, Knicks, OKC, the Pacers, the Hornets. And then D tier, we have the Wizards, the Bucks, the Suns, the Nuggets, and the Blazers. F tier, we have the Pelicans and the Lakers. All right. Yell at us in the comments. Let us know what you think. Almost 3 hours to do this one.
We really picked it up at the back half though. Like I think we were at 15 with 2 hours to under 15 for 2 hours to go. So
I have enjoyed, just real quick before we get out of here, I have enjoyed the coping going on about Noah Essengay on my timeline because he was benched in Summer League. And I was like, yeah, he's not good. I don't know what to tell you. Watch him play basketball. We've been going on a year of this. Like, Google ratio farm players. Tell me a single one who wasn't a bust in the NBA. It is literally all busts. It is Killian Hayes. It is Ben Seraph. It is Noah Essenfake.
Noah Essenfake. God,
like, it's just...
Unbelievable.
All right.
Trill, gun to your head. What do you think, Argentina or Spain?
I'll trust the soccer people and say that Spain wins, but I do think that Argentina is just on another level of devil right
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say I feel like you got to ride the devil magic in this one. I will be selecting Argentina to give them the kiss of death to ensure Spain's win.
I do just want to point out that when we talked about the 2024 Super Bowl or 2025 Super Bowl, you were like, "Oh, the Chiefs are winning. The Chiefs are winning. Devil magic. Chiefs are winning." And I was like, "The Eagles are a much better team." And I was like, "So that's what I'm being told by soccer fans." So but once again, maybe it just doesn't matter because the Chiefs got 2 on the second one they got over the 49ers was devil magic, and I think the 49ers were a better team.
Here's the thing, though, is like France was like the Eagles. This would be like if who did the Eagles play in the NFC Championship game that year? Like
the Washington Commanders.
They're not quite like the Commanders.
You picked the Commanders to beat us too, by the way.
Yeah, I probably did. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like who's like a mid-level team. Like I know the Seahawks won last year. Like who did the Seahawks play? I guess they played
the Rams.
The Rams. That's a better example. I think it's more like if the Rams played the.
Is it? I feel like everyone's just been talking about how amazing Spain's defense is.
I mean, they are good, but like they beat France was like the God mode team. France like has like a golden generation right now. France has like just all the best players, and Spain beat them somehow, which was crazy. Like for the,
they were definitely heavily favored.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but full credit to Spain. So we will see.
Honestly, did you watch that game real quick before we finally get out?
The
Spain-France game?
Yeah.
They like kicked the shit out. Like that was not like, oh, they won and they were like Spain was the better team almost the entire game.
Yeah. Kylian was not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they're not scared. They're certainly not scared. So we'll see what's going on.
All right. Peace.
Peace.